Screen full karo. Hi everyone, welcome to the QA Marathon 3. We're doing geometry today and we'll be doing 40 questions. I know a lot of people requested 50 questions, but I think a 5-hour session is getting a little bit too much for everybody. So we'll work with 40 questions. We'll try and do some concepts. If we are left with some time, I will definitely do some random questions, random concepts of geometry. Hi everyone. And we'll take welcome to the QA Marathon. And we'll take questions also from you all if we have time that time. Okay. Geometry, I'll just guide you a little bit about geometry first. Geometry is always a very conceptual area. So please revise each and every concept well. Don't relax, like when you talk about triangles, understand scalene triangle, isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, all the properties, understand them really well. Only once you start understanding each and every property will you really start, you will be able to apply them, because till you don't know the properties, arithmetic, algebra, you can always do questions just with basic knowledge, but geometry is something which you have to know your concepts well, and I think without concepts it will be literally impossible. Okay. So we're starting with today's session. We're starting with the first question. I need the mouse. Okay, so we'll start with the first question. What have they told us? Two lighthouses located at point A and B on the earth are 60 feet and 40 feet tall. I'll give you the question. I'll make a little bit of the diagram and I'll then leave it for you all to solve. So that's how we are going to work on geometry. I'll guide you with the diagram because you're not necessarily wasting too much time getting the diagram. So there are two lighthouses located at A and B on the earth are 60 feet and 40 feet tall. So let's take, say, this is the 40 feet lighthouse, this is the 60 feet lighthouse. Each lighthouse is perfectly vertical and the land connecting A and B is perfectly flat. So this is A, B, the land connecting A and B is perfectly flat. The topmost point of the lighthouse A is at A dash and that of lighthouse B is at B dash. So this is B dash. Draw line segments A dash, B and AB dash. So that means join over here as well as over here. And let them intersect at C dash. From C dash, drop a perpendicular to point C. Question is, what is the length of C dash? Come on. Now you have approximately a couple of minutes to try and solve this question out. Hriday is saying there is echo. Can somebody check whether there is still echo? Others? Others, is there an echo or are we clear? Very good, Alamin. I'm happy you use that. Good, Varad. Rojan is right. Okay, no echo. Voice is a bit distorted. I don't know whether we are using everything same like usual. So I don't see any reason. Okay, everything looks fine. Okay. Now, over here, this question can be done with a longer approach of similarity, but you all should know a property. If I call this as X, this as Y, and this as Z, whenever you have three parallel lines, I'll repeat, whenever you have three parallel lines, the property which can be used over here is a direct property 1 upon X is equal to 1 upon Y plus 1 upon Z. That's it. You just have to apply this property. Remember, whenever you will have three parallel lines, so they don't have to be perpendicular. In this case, all three lines are perpendicular. Even if they were slanting, but they were parallel to each other, and the property would still hold. Okay? The middle one is X, the other two are Y and Z, then 1 upon X will always be equal to 1 upon Y plus 1 upon Z. Okay? So now what will we get? 1 upon X is equal to 1 upon 60. Rupesh, you check for the echo, okay? Whether there is echo, you can go outside and check. 1 upon 60 plus 1 upon 40 and just apply the property. So what will you get? 1 upon x is equal to 120 is the LCM, 60 goes 2 times, 40 goes 3 times. So x will become reciprocal of that 120 upon 5, which is 24. So our answer for this question is 24. What level would I put this question at? Definitely level A, because it has a direct property. Now remember, if students who don't know the property will be wasting a lot of time doing this question, because then they will work on similarity first between this triangle and the full triangle and get a relation between x and z, then x and y, and that takes a lot of time, and you will also need a relation between y and z, which is obviously 60 upon 40, right? Okay. So I showed one more diagram over here where the property holds. We will be doing one more question today. Srijan will discuss all SimCAT 16 and all later. This has come in CAT twice, and in fact it recently also one of the years it has come in CAT. Arnab, I've already shown one more diagram where this property will hold. Okay. So let's go ahead to the next question. The next question, since the diagram is already there, I am giving you all some time to solve. Read that they have asked the answer to be closest to. They have asked for the answer to be closest to. So you're looking for an approximate answer, not an exact answer. Come on, try that question. Anushka will be coming across one more question later. Nirmal, that traditional method over here is not advised at all. In fact, if you have to do with traditional method, it would be not worth it. So let's drop a perpendicular from O. That is what is told to us. I think this is OQ. It is a bisector of AB. So this is perpendicular over here also, obviously. And we know that perpendicular from the center of the circle to the chord will bisect the chord. Now, they had told us angle AOB is 60 degrees. Now, understand first thing. If angle AOB is 60 degrees, as soon as if a chord makes an angle of 60 degrees at the center, we should know that the triangle OAB will become an equilateral triangle. So, I will get triangle OAB is an equilateral triangle. Okay. So, what else do we know? Let's see. We know that the length of the chord was 12. That means AB was 12. So, OA also becomes 12 and OB also becomes 12. Let's put all the other points which they are talking about. OQ is the perpendicular bisector of AB intersecting the chord AB at P. So, there is a point over here which is P. Then arc AB at M. So, there is a point over here M. And they have also told us OM is equal to OQ. Now, very important, OM is 12 we know because OM is radius. So, OM will become 12 because radius has become 12. So, MQ is also 12 because OM is given equal to MQ. ON and MQ are equal. Right? Let's continue further. The area of the region enclosed by the lines AQ and BQ and the arc BMA. So, we will have to join AQ and BQ. I have joined BQ. This is AQ. Which area do we want to find? Let's just shade that in a slightly different color so it becomes easy for everybody to understand. This is the area we are looking for. Now, there are two approaches to this question. One slightly longer, one slightly shorter. Okay. Normally, what a lot of people do, they do area of triangle AQB. Listen to me very carefully. In geometry, you all will have to listen, chat less. Okay. People do area of triangle AQB minus the sector. You can do that, but that's longer. I'll tell you why. Why is it longer? Because First of all, you'll have to find this sector. This whole part, you'll have to find the sector. And then, how will you find that sector? Or that's not sector, but segment, I'm sorry. Not sector, but segment. So you will have to, how will you find that segment? You'll have to do area of sector minus area of triangle on the other side. So I found that method a little bit long, so I'm not going to do this approach. I'm going to do a slightly different approach. So this approach only we're not doing. Let's remove this out from here. Let's remove this also. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we have this. Now, look very carefully. What do you realize? Do you get that AOBQ, quadrilateral AOBQ is a kite? It is not a rhombus, but it is definitely a kite, where if you look very carefully, you have already both the diagonals. You have one diagonal AB, which is 12, and you have the other diagonal OQ, which is OM plus MQ. OQ, which is OM plus MQ, which is 24, because OM and MQ both were 12. So it's a kite where both the diagonals are 12 and 24. What will be area of the kite? Area of the kite will be half into D1 into D2. Half into D1 into D2. So 2 ones are 2 12s are 12 12s are 144 is the area of the kite. Now, what part you don't want from the kite? Just understand what you don't need from the kite. From the kite, we don't need the big sector. I just don't need this sector in green. So let's remove the sector. What is the area of the sector? Theta, which is 60 upon 360 into pi, which is 22 upon 7, or we'll take the values later, 12 into 12, right? 60 upon 360 is 1 upon 6, 6 ones are 6 twos are. So it is approximately 24 pi. Find the value of 24 pi approximately. If you all want, you all can use a calculator. You all want to do it in decimals, you can do it in decimals. Use 22 upon 7, use 3.14, will not matter. So your final answer is 144 minus 24 pi. 24 pi, which means 24 into 3.14. Okay, so 24 into 3 is 72. 24 into 0.14 will be approximately another 2 point something. Okay, so exact I don't know the answer for 24 pi. You all can tell me the exact answer, and once you solve it, you get approximately 69, which is my fourth option. This calculation, you all can open up the calculator and do 24 into 22 upon 7, 24 into 3.14, whatever you want to do, you can do and get the answer. Important part was what? Important part was to understand that you could do kite minus the green area. That is why I've used a lot of colors. Kite minus the green area gives you the blue area, and that is the answer we were looking for. Okay, let's go ahead. Third question, very interesting question, and just believe me, this is actually a proper CAT level question, and understand how you could have done this smartly. I'll show you two approaches. One I thought was smart enough, then we thought of one more smarter approach. There's nothing in the diagram should be a very standard diagram, so make a diagram also on your own. And try and get me the answer on your own. I'm going to wait for the answer. Okay, let's hear some answers. Anybody got the answer? Very good, Srijan. Very nice. Yug also got it right. Devaragya has also got it right. 3 people have got it right. I'm happy. Sasmit has got it right. Nice. Falgun right. Pratham right. Nice. Okay, let's discuss at least 2 approaches for this question. Okay. So let's first draw the triangle. There's a triangle ABC where BC is phi. There's a triangle ABC where BC is phi. D is the foot of the perpendicular from A on BC. So AD is perpendicular to BC. E is a point on CD such that BE is 3. Now E could be on the right hand side of D or on the left hand side of it, doesn't matter. That will not change your question. So let's assume E is over here first. Okay, no Apollonius needed. Okay, and BE is 3. So this much is 3. Full was 5, so automatically this is 2. I've assumed this much as x. Therefore, this becomes 3 minus x. Right? All that I put down in the question very carefully. What have they asked for? They've asked for this part. Let's write each part carefully. First, from what they've asked for AB square. What can I write AB square as? AB square can be written as AD square plus BD square minus AE square. What will be AE square? It will be AD square plus DE square plus 6CD. These are the things which have been asked for. If I open this bracket up, AD will cut. So I'll be left with BD square minus DE square plus 6CD. BD according to our diagram is 3 minus x. So I'll get 3 minus x the whole square minus DE according to the diagram is x. So minus x square plus CD is 2 plus x. So plus 6 times 2 plus x. Let's open up the bracket over here. So we'll get 9 minus 6x plus x square minus x square plus 12 plus 6x. Apollonius not needed. A lot of people are saying Apollonius needed. There is no midpoint at all. X square cut. Answer is 21. This is one method. Everybody just let me know in the chat, have you understood this method? There's nothing fancy over here. Very simple approach. I just took the points, took one thing as a variable x, and the main thing of giving this 6 CD was when I saw this question, I saw the 6 CD, I knew why not 5 CD, why not 4 CD. They had given the 6 CD so that the variable would cut out, and that was a main hint over here. Okay. Let's have a look at one more magic method over here. Okay, I'm going to clear out the screen completely. Let's look at magic method completely. So Hriday, that was my hint. That 6 CD was the hint, and that was the main thing for me. Why didn't it give 6? Why did it not give 10 CD, 12 CD or whatever? And all the options were proper integers. Let's look at a second method. Did they tell you what type of triangle is it? For example, I just draw the diagram. Did they tell you what type of triangle it is? No. Now, we knew that AD was over here. Did they tell you where E is? We know BC is 5, but this is from my diagram. You are assuming E is on the right hand side of D. What if D and E were the same point? Let's make a completely new diagram where D and E are the same points. If D and E are the same points, that means BD or BE, whatever you want to call it, that itself is 5. That itself is, 3, because they told us BE is 3 and this part becomes 2. No need of a variable. Now solve it. Let's see what have they asked for. AB square. AB square will become AD square. AD square plus BD square. AE square remains as it is. 6CD remains as it is. But AD and AE is the same because I have assumed D and E to be the same point. So AD and AE remains the same. That cuts out. Sum is over. BD is 3. So 3 square plus 6 into 2. 3 square is 9. 9 plus 12, 21. That's it. Sum is over. How about that method? Much better than the earlier method also. You didn't have to do anything. Did anybody do this method before I explained? Let me know in the chat if you had done, anybody had done this method. I'll give a shout out for that person. Okay, going ahead. Okay, this is based on a CAT question. Okay, Sasmith says he had done that method. Great, Sasmith. Very good. Congratulations. Good, Nikhil. Okay, let's start with the next question. Great, Vinda. If anybody was able to think of getting that D and E on the same spot, that was a great method to do. You can't take E as the midpoint of BC because they had already told us that BE was 3 and BC was 5. So how can you change the values? One was 3 and the other was 5. You could assume D was the midpoint. Yeah, E lies on CD. We still took it on, it doesn't say on CD. It said on BC. Read. Okay, this question is based on a recent CAT question. Let's see if we're able to get this. Initial part of the diagram. Then they have told us M is the midpoint of PQ. So this will be my median. How do I know it's a right angle triangle, by the way? You can see this is multiple of 5, 12, 13. 50, 120 and 130 is a multiple of 5, 12, 13. We know 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagoras triplet. So 50, 130, 120, 130 also is a Pythagoras triplet. So PM is the median over here. QN is the other median. Third median I have just randomly drawn over here, where G is the midpoint. You could give some point over here also, R or something, doesn't matter. Now, look very carefully. What have they asked for? They have told us that this portion is cut out. Which portion is cut out? PMGN is cut out. That means this part is cut out. What is the area of the remaining part? Now, if you understand this very carefully, when you draw the three medians, each part which you see on the figure, each part of the triangle becomes 1/6 the area of the triangle. That means that the area of full triangle is, say, 6. Then this area will be 1, 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 and this area will also be 1. Right? That means how much part are we cutting out? We're cutting out 2 out of 6. So the part which is cut out of 2 out of 6, which is 1/3. Therefore, remaining is 2/3 of the triangle. Remaining will be 2/3 of the triangle. 2/3 of the triangle. It's a right angle triangle. So it will be half into 50 into 120. Right? 2 to cut out. 3 1s are 3 40s are. So answer is 2000. How 1000? 1000 is the part which is cut out, which means the remaining part will be 2000. Important part, understanding that 1/3 is cut out, so 2/3 is remaining. Lot of people were saying it is 1000, it is not 1000, it will be 2000. Okay, everybody clear with this property that these will be 6 equal triangles. Okay, very important to understand that. These are properties, geometry. With the amount of time you'll have left, with approximately 40-45 days left, I would suggest start by hearting more properties. Now don't get into the part of actually understanding how the properties are right. By heart a property when somebody tells you it's right. Okay? It's a random thing, would not matter, Sumit. If you take it anywhere, it will not matter. Wherever you will take, you will get the same thing, no? Because you will still get the same 2 triangles. If you look at somewhere else also, you will get the same 2 triangles. Okay, let's go to the next question. This is a CAT 2008 question. I'm sure all of you all know this question, but I have just kept it as it is my favorite CAT question. Means I think that when somebody said this question, the person who said this question was really brilliant. Okay, very good question, excellent question. And as I said, most of you all might have done this earlier. So sorry, it might be a repeat question, but still worth it. Kavleen, out of the 6 parts, 2 parts were going to be removed. So 2 out of 6 is 1/3 is removed. So the remaining is 2/3. Right? It holds true for any triangle. Vedantika has a point, has asked me that part of the 6 equal parts, does it hold true for any triangle? It holds true for any triangle. If you draw the 3 medians, the 6 triangles which you will get will always be equal. Great. Alamin, you got the answer. Others? Nobody else has given the answer yet. Okay, Kavisha has given now. Uday has given the answer now. Great. Pratham. So all of y'all, today y'all might find this question very simple. I am not debating it, anything. But remember, because you've seen this question many times now. But when this question came first time in CAT 2008, a lot of people were stumped. Okay? So let's start. This is a triangle ABC, where AB is say 17.5, I can change B and C over here. ABC, where AB is 17.5, AC is 9. Let D be a point on line segment BC such that AD is perpendicular to BC. So they have told us AD is perpendicular to BC. Great. And they have told us AD is 3. What is the radius of the circle circumscribing the triangle ABC? That means find capital R. Circumradius. We need to find circumradius. Now listen everybody carefully. Most of the people, first of all, as I was saying, in geometry you need to know your properties. Now if you don't know your property, this sum cannot be done. You need to know that area of a triangle is A multiplied by B multiplied by C upon 4 times capital R. So if you don't know this formula of the circumradius related with the area, the sum becomes completely useless for you. You can't go ahead at all with the sum. Now, let me tell you what happened when first time this question was asked in CAT. When this question was first time asked in CAT, people tried to calculate CD, they tried to calculate DB and then try to do the sum, which was a waste of time. Let's call this whole side. So let's not draw that part only. Let's call this whole side as small a. It is opposite angle A, so we call it small a. So this is small b and this is small c. What is the area of a triangle ka formula? Normal formula, half base into height. So can I say half into base is a, height is 3 is the area, which is also equal to a multiplied by b multiplied by c upon 4r. I don't know a, I know B is 9. I know C is 17.5. 17.5 is 35 upon 2 if you want to write it like that, upon 4R. Solve everything out to get A will cut out. The best part is that the best part in this question is that even though A was not given, without that the question can be solved. So A cut out. Just solve everything else carefully. This 2 and this 2 cuts out. Okay. 3 ones are 3 threes are cuts out. Nothing else is cutting out. So 4R is 35 threes are, which is 105. R is 105 upon 4. 4 twos are 8. 4 sixes are 24. 1 upon 4 is 0.25, 26.25. It's an excellent CAT question. The way the question was framed about using this A carefully and not actually finding A, but tempting the student to find the value of A, because it can be found. And remember, in those days, so there was no calculator also. Today, I'm telling you, so many people would start finding CD and DB and get the values. Right? And remember, in those days, no calculator, how much more effort was taken. Answer is 26.25. Good question. Even today, I would put it at level B. At that time, it was considered a level C question. After seeing it so many times, I would still put it at level B. Okay, let's go ahead. A very standard question, but yeah, there is some small thing. They've not asked for the number of spheres. That's what they've given. Read carefully what they've asked for. But a very standard question. Look at the question, and I would say it's a level A question. Whether this is molten, melted, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Remember, it says increased by n times. Read the part very carefully. They have not asked it becomes how many times. There's a difference between becomes how many times and increase by how many times. Good. Only one person has given the right answer. Now Vrinda's got it right. Babidi got it right. Now Shreyesh has got it right. Everybody earlier who gave the answer were wrong. Question is, it increases by how many times? It was a standard question, but that was a trap which I wanted to see whether people are realizing. So first part, you're melting one big sphere of radius 10 and making smaller spheres of 1,000 smaller spheres of equal size. So sphere is 4 by 3 pi into 10 cube is equal to 4 by 3 into pi into r, I don't know, into 1,000, because I'm making 1,000 spheres. 4 by 3 pi cuts out, 1,000 cuts out, r cube is 1, therefore r is also 1. Now we need to find total surface area. What is total surface area of sphere? It is 4 pi r square. So original sphere, it is 4 into pi into 10 square, which is 400 pi. And new sphere, total surface area is 4 into pi into 1 square, but there are 1,000 such spheres, so 4,000 pi. Now, it has become 10 times. Read the question very carefully. The surface area has become 10 times, but the question is how much has it increased by? It will increase by 9 times. Same thing you will learn in percentages also, and that is where this comes from. N is 9. When something doubles, we don't say it is increased by 200%. We say it is increased by only 100%, right? And that is how you look at it. So This is a very simple question. You cannot be making a mistake in this. But Shreyas, that is not good. Shreyas is saying he made a similar mistake in SimCAT 16. SimCAT 16, I heard, was a very simple quant section. Okay, get the diagram right, understand the diagram and work on it. It's not very difficult. Anyone's got the answer? Not yet. So ball of diameter 4, so radius is 2, is kept on the top of a on the top of a hollow cylinder standing vertically. The height of the cylinder, this is for the ball, that is sphere. Okay. And for the cylinder, what is the data we have? The height of the cylinder is 3 centimeters and the volume is 9 pi. So can I first find the radius using these two? Volume for a cylinder is pi r square h, right? So pi cuts out. 3r square is 9 pi, so r square is 3 and we get r is root 3. Right, now let's get the diagram in place. So the radius is root 3. Radius is root 3 on which we are going to keep a ball of radius 2. But still some part of the ball will definitely go into the cylinder. Okay. So this radius is root 3. Oh, sorry, that radius is root 3 and the radius of the ball is 2. So you will take a point from here, drop a perpendicular over here and then this. Find this. Find say OA. AB is the radius of the cylinder, which is root 3. OB is the radius of the sphere, which is 2. No, it is not the same. Why will it be same? So I'll get OA square is 2 square minus root 3 square. 4 minus 3 is 1. So this distance is 1. What have they asked for? Read carefully. Then the vertical distance of the topmost point of the ball from the base of the cylinder. Now remember OA is 1. OA is 1. Above that also is the radius only. Suppose OM. OM is 2. What have they asked for? Read carefully. They have asked from the bottom of the cylinder. The height of the cylinder was 3, which means AP or whatever you want to call it is 3. So the distance which you are looking for is AP plus AO plus OM. That will be 3 plus 1 plus 2, so it is 6. I thought it was a very simple question. A lot of people have unnecessarily messed up. Yeah, obviously I used Pythagoras to get this part, which was a very basic Pythagoras. Okay. Pratham, what mistake you made? Kavleen, what mistake you made? Check. Kavleen now got it right. Chaitali, you made a mistake. Anushka, you made a mistake. I think you all did some. You all didn't look at Pythagoras. You all made a mistake in Pythagoras theorem. Please check, guys. Yeah, I think this is a CAT 17 question if I'm not mistaken. Good, Nirmal. It's a B level. It's not a level A, but yeah, it's not something which you look at and say, okay, I'm going to 100% get it. So, but this is one of your first B's which you would want to do. Okay. Next one. Nice question. It has 5 questions because it's a very old question. That is why it has 5 options. Steve, I took the, not sure means I actually took O as the center and started the question. No, solving. Yeah, Aditya, we'll come across many questions like this. We did come across earlier also. If not, I'll teach you some circles ka concept which are important concepts according to me. The diagram is already there, so there's nothing much to explain. We want the ratio of the area of triangle ABC to that of the hexagon. So I need to work on the area of the hexagon. The diagram is not at all to scale. So please don't try to make the diagram to scale. The diagram is completely off scale. No one's given me an answer. If I took the ratios as this as 3x, 1x and 4x and so on, if I took everything, I would not take x, I would just take it 3, 1 and 4 only. So now try. Take these values as 3, 1, 4. Okay, Alamin, your answer is wrong. Uday, your answer is correct. Then they have told us BH, HG and GC are in the ratio 3, 5 and 4. And this is 2, 1 and 3. Prajakta has also got the answer. Uday, your answer is correct. Prajakta, did you get that answer or you said I'm getting 12 by 12 ratio 7? What is it? Okay, Bhasha has got it right. Chaitali's got it right. Shreyesh has got it right. Good. Okay, let's try how would you all have, what do you all do in such questions? Basically, to find the hexagon, I need to subtract all the 3 outer areas, right? Now, let's look carefully because I'll explain only for one triangle and then we will exactly use it for the other triangles. Only for one triangle, I'm going to explain it. Yes, Chandradev, the answer for the previous question. So, area of triangle ADE upon area of triangle ABC. Now, if I look at ADE and ABC, they both have one common angle, angle A. And we know that the area of triangle ka one more formula. Area of triangle has 5 or 6 formulas. Out of that, one more formula is half AB sine theta. So, area of triangle ADE can be written as half into 2 into 3 into sine of angle A. Area of triangle ABC, full triangle is half into same angle A I want to use. So, it will be 2 plus 1 plus 3. Taking AB and AC, so that will be 6 into 8 into sine of angle A. Sine of angle A cuts out. 6 ones are cuts out. So, answer is 1:8. Very important. Once you understand this, that how did I get ADE upon ABC, you just applied same thing 3 times. So now second time we will apply it for BIH upon ABC or BAC, because this time angle B will come into the picture. You don't need to write everything. This time I'll just write the values directly. So it will be 3 into 3 upon 6 into 12. So 3 ones are 3 twos are cut, 3 ones are 3 fours are cut. Again 1:8. Please don't jump to a conclusion that the third one also will come 1:8. Now I will take for this triangle GEC or CGF, CGF upon ABC. I'm doing it for the sake of the ones who had not got it. So that's why maybe we'll do it. So it will be 4 into 4 upon 12 into 8. 4 ones are 4 twos are 4 ones are 4 threes are. Last one comes out to be 1:6. Okay, LCM of 8 and 6 is 24. You can take 48, doesn't matter. If you took the area of the full triangle as 48, okay, if you took area of the full triangle as 48, area of the first triangle would have come 6, area of the second triangle would have also come 6, area of the third triangle would have come 8. So area of the three triangles would come 20. Area of the three triangles would have come 20, which means area of the hexagon, which was in the center, would be 48 minus 20, which is 28. So answer is 48 upon 28. 4 12s are 4 7s are. Answer is the fourth option. I hope everybody got it, understood now. Okay, moving on to the next question, because a lot of people already got the question. Standard property of isosceles trapezium. Where would you put this question? Okay, by the way, before I go ahead, where would you all put this question? What level would you all put this question at? A or B? It's not a C, but is it between A and B? I think so. Okay, it's not a very clear A unless you know the property. Once you've done this question and suppose this type of question comes again, you should get it immediately as a A. Shantanu, not a C. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Who told you CAT doesn't repeat types of question? CAT definitely repeats type of questions. In fact, during the algebra marathon, I discussed also the repeated one question, word to word. Okay, a lot of people have got the answer. It's a straightforward property. They had told us that ABCD is an isosceles trapezium, where obviously AB is smaller because area of triangle APB is smaller. ABCD is an isosceles trapezium. Okay. P is the point where the diagonals intersect. This is given as 16. This is given as 25. What is the property we should know? Come on, quickly tell me the property we should know. If first of all, both these triangles will have the same area, let's call the area as X, this area as X, this area is also X. And I'm going to ask you one question which you will answer later. This area is X, this area is also X. What is the property we know? That X square is 16 into 25. X square is 16 into 25, GP. Same thing, 16X and 25 and GP. So X is equal to 4 into 5. Which is 20. So once we got X as 20, 20 over here also, 20 plus 16 plus 20 plus 25, answer is 81. Now, my question to you all over here is, the question over here is, pay attention, everybody carefully. Is this x and x only true for isosceles trapezium or any type of trapezium? That is basically, this is x and this is also x, is true only for isosceles trapezium or any type of trapezium. Think back and answer. Okay, I'm moving to the next question. Somebody was saying CAT does not repeat types of question. This type of question CAT must have repeated at least 5 times. Any type of triangle, not only isosceles triangle. It is true for any type of triangle. Any type of trapezium, I mean, not triangle, sorry. Already for a very simple sum, I got 2 different answers in the chat. That's very sad. Kevin, check your answer. Bhavani, check your answer. There's a cone with height 30. The original height of the cone is 30, is cut by a plane parallel to its base. So this, it's cut over here somewhere, plane parallel to base. The smaller cone thus has a volume which is 1 by 27. So volume of the smaller cone, V1 is 1 by 27 of the original volume. As soon as I see 1 by 27, what do I know? We should know the property by heart. That means the radius and the height both are 1/3. 1 by 27 comes, the cube root of 1 by 27 is 1 by 3. So I know that the radius and the height both are 1/3. That means the height of the smaller cone is 10, 1/3 of 30. Read very carefully what have they asked. At what height from the base was the cut made? The cut was made at a base of 20 from a height, at a height of 20 from the base. Straightforward question, cannot make mistakes in such questions. Not a level A, but a level A++. Have to get this question right. Okay? Going ahead, nothing much to explain here. This is again a CAT question. I think CAT 18 or CAT 19, one of the years. Yeah, Varad, I took it for many years. This year I'm not taking. Maybe last couple of years I'm not taken. So I'll not be taking CAT 25 this year. I wrote ZAT last year. I might write ZAT again this year. Again, a very straightforward question. Triangle ABC, medians BE. So BE is one of the median, and CF. are perpendicular to each other. Now, when you draw this diagram in the exam, you should try and make it as far as possible perpendicular. I purposely didn't make it, but in the exam what you should do is you should try and make this as far as perpendicular, but at least mark 90 degrees so you don't make an error. So this is what is given. They have told us BE is 12 and CF is 18. Okay. Now, I want to find the area of the triangle ABC. Let's find area of half of the triangle first. So let's work on say BFC first. For BFC, I know base is CF. So area of BFC will be half into CF. CF I already know is 18 into whatever, let's call this BG into BG. So I first need to find BG. BG will be 2/3 of BE. Why is BG 2/3 of BE? Because the median, the centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. The centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So BG will be 2/3 of 12. So 2/3 of 12 is how much? 8. So half into 18 into 8. That says 72. So this is area of half of the triangle. So area of half of the triangle is 72. So the other half will also be automatically 72 because the median divides the area into exactly 2 halves. So if this half is 72, this half will also be 72, and therefore your whole area is 144, which is your final answer for this question. Again, a level A question. You should have got this in an exam situation. Okay, so try and get this question. Yes, Kevin, that was perpendicular medians. Two people have got it right, Rishon and Rama, and now Prajakta also. All three are correct. Very good. Others? Chaitali's got it right. Nice. Sagar comes in. Good. Alameen's come. Good. Pratham right. Good. So most of the people have started getting it right. Let's solve it. In a right angle triangle with right angle at C, they have told us. So C is 90. Let's say this is A and this is B. What have they asked us? They have told us in radius is 4. Small r is 4 and circumradius capital R is 13. Okay, pay attention everybody. Let's understand some properties. In a right angle triangle, the circumradius. First of all, let's understand a little bit more properties. Where is the ortho center? In a right angle triangle, the ortho center is exactly at the midpoint of the hypotenuse. That means this point, or not the ortho center, the circumcenter. The circumcenter is exactly at the midpoint of this. So what do we get over here? Here we will get what? This is 13 and this is 13. Because in a right angle triangle, half of the hypotenuse is the circumradius. Remember the property very carefully. That's very important. Okay, so we got hypotenuse is 26. We got AB is 26. At 26, you all should start thinking 5, 12, 13 and multiple of 5, 12, 13. 5, 12, 13 is a Pythagoras triplet. So its multiple will be 10, 24, 26. And then I will just check whether this satisfies. What is the formula for small r for a right angle triangle? It is a plus b minus c upon 2. That will be 10 plus 24 minus 26 upon 2. 34 minus 26 is 8. 8 upon 2 is 4, which means it is satisfying. That means this is right. So this is 10 and then this is 24. Use half base into it and you get the answer. If anybody is making equations and solving, they are wasting time. You should start realizing Pythagoras triplets, because if you are not realizing Pythagoras triplets, it's a waste of time. Please don't solve such questions. Don't take a, b, get one equation for a plus b, then another equation for a square plus b square. No. If you were doing this question normally, like a school student, you would have done this. Taken one of them as a and the other as b. So you get a square plus b square is 26 square, equation number 1. And the second equation you would have got from here, a plus b is equal to 34, and then solve it, get a quadratic equation and solve it. But please, you should not be doing any such thing, not needed. You should remember formulas and you should be applying it directly. Okay, nice question to understand the properties. It requires to understand the properties, and that is why I thought it was a nice question. Yes, you all can use A is equal to R into S, but that's a slightly longer formula here. Why get into the semi-perimeter part? What happened? No answers. Come on, quickly. Answers. Triangle PQR is an equilateral triangle. Good drama. S is a point on QR such that side QR on QR such that PS trisects QR. PS trisects QR. Trisects means divided into 3 equal parts. So pay attention carefully. So S, we know that if I draw a perpendicular, let's call that PM, that will be the exact midpoint. So the trisects point will be a little bit over here. So S is somewhere over here. So I've dropped the perpendicular. Question asked is find PS. Now, again, understand if somebody just blindly follows the way the question is given. Sides were given X. So if this was X, this is X also X. So how much is this? QS is 1/3 of X, right? Trisects, so 1/3 of X. QM is half of X. So therefore, SM is X by 2 minus X by 3. What is X by 2 minus X by 3? X by 6. And we know that using the height ka formula, the height of an equilateral triangle PM. PM is the height of an equilateral triangle, √3 upon 2 into side. So PM is √3 upon 2x. and then use Pythagoras and get PS. I would never do such a thing in an exam situation. Never do this in an exam. Because why deal with so many fractions? It's such a bad way to look at the question. Okay, what I would do is I would assume x to be 6. I would just assume x to be 6. So instead of taking all these bad values, I would have started with x as 6. So 6, 6, 6. 1/3 of 6 is 2. Half of 6 is 3. So this will become 1. Root 3 upon 2 into 6 is 3 root 3. So this side is 3 root 3. And now I can do literally the Pythagoras orally. So I can do PS square is 1 square plus 3 root 3 square. 3 root 3 square is 27. 27 plus 1 is 28. So PS is root 28. Root 28 will be 2 root 7. Now I have to go to the options and put x as 6 and see when do I get 2 root 7. So first option, root 7 upon 3 multiplied by x, I had taken 6. I am getting 2 root 7. Answer is the first option. Please do not do the question. No, it's not a C type question. It's the A type question. Only if you're doing the question with x, you're going to mess it up. I want to know in the answer how many people thought that it was you did with values and not with x. Did anybody do with values or did you do with x? Let me know in the chat. Kavleen, what mistake you made? I've also used Pythagoras. No, Pythagoras is needed only in this question. Yeah, 3, 6, whatever. 3 gives you some decimal. I wanted to avoid decimal. That's why I took this. Bhasha, what mistake did you make? Check. I want people to know what, I want to know what mistake people took. That's okay, Shreyesh. 6, 60 doesn't matter. Trisect, the word like bisect is divided into 2 parts. Trisect should be divided into 3 parts. Yeah, with x is always lengthy. Without x, it becomes very straightforward. Okay. Slightly long question, slightly difficult question. Try it out. Let's see. Akhil, without the perpendicular, I am not going to be able to use Pythagoras. No, I needed something to solve. Kevin, I haven't heard of it. And I don't think so I've ever used it also. Don't worry about it. If you feel you could have used it, great, go ahead. I'm given the question to you all, try it. If you want, I'll give you the start with the diagram first. In triangle ABC, AD is the angle bisector. In triangle ABC, AD is the angle bisector, where BD to DC is 2:3. So this ratio is 2:3. Kevin got it, Uday's got it. Very nice, I'm happy. And they've told us BF intersects, there's some point E. F is a point on AC, AD and BF intersect at E. So F is a point somewhere over here, they intersect at E. AE to ED is 5:4. These are all ratios. These are not real values. 5:4. AF is given as 10. This is the real value. Which is the real value? I've just put it in the circle. Great. A lot of people got the answer. I'm very happy. But I'm sure a lot of people not have got it yet. AF is 10. We need to find AB. Normally what happens with such a question, you are really stuck. You don't know how to use only. You can still figure out that, okay, because this was an angle bisector, BD to DC is 2:3, so this will also be 2:3 ratio. That you understand because of angle bisector theorem. But besides that, you're stuck. So I'm just going to put the angle bisector theorem first. Angle bisector theorem is AB upon AC is BD upon DC, and BD upon DC was given as 2:3. So AB to BC is also 2:3. That is okay. The main thing is how to use this 5:4. Now, the way the diagram was given, you should have realized that one construction is going to be needed, and that construction was over here. Drawing D whatever, let's call it as DM, drawing DM parallel to EF. So draw DM parallel to DF. And once you do that, you should be able to find FM and you should be able to find CM. And once you get that, you will get AB also. Exactly, that's midpoint theorem. Like midpoint theorem, basically the mass point theorem. So what will you get? You will get phi upon 4 is 10 upon FM. Because this line is parallel over here, we get phi upon 4 is 10 upon FM. So therefore FM comes out to be 8. FM comes out to be 8. Exactly same way one more time. Same set of lines are parallel. You get CM upon 8. You get CM upon 8 is 3 upon 2. CM upon 8 is 3 upon 2. So CM is 24 upon 2, 12. So you got CM is 12. Once you got all three add up, you get AC as 30. So AB upon 30 is 2 upon 3. And therefore AB is 20. AB upon 30 is 2 upon 3, therefore AB is 20. Answer is the third option. How many people had not got it at all earlier? Feel that this is like a level C question. I would have never realized it in an exam situation. The construction was very important, and that was the main thing which you needed to know. Okay, going ahead. Alright, but I hope you understood now. In the given figure, angle PQS is equal to angle PRQ, PST equal to QPT, QR is 10.8, PQ is 6 and PS is 5. We want to find the area of triangle PQS. I'll be just back in a second, everybody. You all can start the question. I'll be back in a minute, maximum a minute. What happened? No answers. Just because I took a break, people decided to take a break. What happened? Quickly get some answers. I don't think so. I think the answer is in root. Even though I've kept it theta, but the answer is in root. Kevin is right. Kevin has got it right finally. Very good. Okay. You'll have to do similarity, obviously, right? Pay attention very carefully. You'll have to work on triangle PQS and triangle PRQ. Okay? The full triangle. So, P is the common angle. One data was not needed. Angle P is congruent to angle P. And angle PQS is congruent to angle PRQ. Second angle double A test is enough. So we got the triangles are now similar by double A test. And once I got the similarity, I just had to put the ratio. What will I get? PQ upon PR is QS upon RQ is PS upon PQ. Let's start using all the values. PQ I know is 6. PR I don't know. So let's leave PR as it is. QS is I don't know, and maybe that is what I want to find. RQ is 10.8. PS is 5 and PQ is 6. So this is not even needed. Let's take this much and cross multiply, get our answer. 6 will go 1.8 times 1.8 into 5 is 9. So I'm going to get QS is 9. Right? So we got QS is 9. We want to find area of triangle PQS. All three sides we've got. Once we get all three sides, we can use Pythagoras theorem. Heron's formula. We can use Heron's formula. What is Heron's formula? Root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. What is S over here? S is 9. 9 plus 6 plus 5 upon 2. 9 plus 6 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 upon 2 is 10. So semi-perimeter is 10. 10 into 6 is 4. 10 into 5 is 5. 10 into 9 is 1. Right? So we've got root of 200. Root of 200 is 10 root 2. Was not such a difficult sum that nobody got it. I'm very, very unhappy, that barely any people got it before I explained. This is not, you have to get such questions. Basically, based on the angles, you had to work a little bit on similarity. You had to think which triangle. You wanted QS because once you got all three sides, you knew you would get the sum. Okay, let's go ahead. Simple, straightforward question. Simple level A. Chandradev, which question are you talking about? I gave you the answer. I explained n root 2. Not other 6.8. What are you getting 6.8 from? Rama, what mistake did you make? 15. Uday. Exactly. You have to learn to get rid of the useless data also sometimes, no? This question should not take you more than 30 seconds, okay? Quickly. Taking too much time. Get the answers. Okay. Kevin, Prajakta, already got the answers. Great. More people are getting the answers. Okay, standard question. The volume of the, by how much the volume will rise. See, what is the question? There's a right circular cylinder of radius 60. It contains water to height of 36. A crow dropped marbles inside the cylinder and the radius of each marble was 3 centimeters. Okay. How many marbles did the crow drop inside the cylinder if the water level rose to the top? Basically here the 36 and the 40, we just need to know the difference. So height by which the water wants to rise is only 4 centimeters. So we take, for the cylinder, we take only that much as the height. 40 minus 36. You don't use 40 and 36 in calculations. Remember that much. Okay. And radius was given as 60 for the cylinder. And for the marble, which is a sphere, radius is 3. We need to know how many marbles were there. So volume of the cylinder, or the volume of the water which has to rise, by which the water has to rise, is equal to volume of the sphere. So over here cylinder is pi r square h is equal to 4 upon 3 pi r cube into n. N is the number of marbles. That's it. Pi cuts out. Start cutting out. 3 will cut out over here. We'll be left with 3 square, which is 9. 4 cuts out. So n is 60 into 60 upon 9. So n comes out to be 400. I hope you're not, that was not an error, only a typing error. Kavleen, what happened? What are you saying? 2. Not Azhar, what is 40? 400 is the number of marbles, right? Everybody got it? Can we go ahead? Okay. Next question. No explanation, nothing. I'm going to start. I'm going to wait completely for you all to give me the answer. No answers yet. What's happening? No, Smith. Answer is finding x plus y. Sasmith, what happened? How did you make a mistake? I thought you were doing pretty well at geometry. So many people are giving you wrong answers and they get the perfect wrong answer. You know, I've said this so many times. How come the students have that talent to get the perfect wrong answer? Guys, this is a very, very straightforward question. Alamin, what is that? Yeah, now most of the people are giving the right answer. Pay attention. X was from the property which I gave you in the first question. A lot of people ask me, sir, show one more type of diagram. This is one more type of diagram where that property works. 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon 6 plus 1 upon 10. So 1 upon x, 30 is my LCM. 5 plus 3, 8 upon 30. So x is 30 upon 8. 2 15s are 2 4s are. So we got x. Leave it over here. This was only x. Now y. For y, we can prove this triangle and this triangle similar. That is triangle DBA similar to triangle DEF. Triangle DBA similar to triangle DEF. One is vertically opposite angles and two are alternate angles. More than enough data is there. No need to work on it. So we will get 4 upon y is 6 upon 10. 2 3s are 2 5s are. So therefore y comes out to be 20 upon 3. Right? Add them up, you get 125 upon 12. Guys, how come you are making this mistake? I'm very, very surprised. So many people got the question wrong initially. Still so many people are saying option A. Tejas, what happened? Vedantika, what happened? Uday. Guys, you cannot be making such mistakes. This is a very straightforward question. Alternate method for this question? Why would you need an alternate method? This is such a straightforward method. Or you first find y and then find x by taking similarity between, if you don't remember this property, then what? Pay attention. If you don't remember this property, you could have first found y and then taken YDE and YBA similar to find x. Somebody is asking me, is DCE similar to BAE? Yes, it is. Zaflin, it is. 40 questions we're doing today. We're not even the 17 question. People are starting to get tired. Guys, you all really need to work on your stamina. Sahil, were you not there for the start of the session today? In the first question of the session today, I gave this property. Okay, I'm going to explain this property one more time. Whenever you have three parallel lines in this format, there's a property where you can find x directly by this formula. So if you have three perpendicular lines like this, and if this is x, this is a and this is b, what is the formula? 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon a plus 1 upon b. This is a minus for me. This is a very straightforward property because once you know this, it becomes a minus question. Rishikesh, are you clear now? But silly mistakes, Alameen, mistakes are never silly. Only humans are silly. Great, Shantanu. I'm very happy to hear that. Okay. Let's do a completely different approach. Let's just get rid of this whole thing. Let's do a completely different approach. Forget x. Can I still prove these two triangles are similar? Normal triangle. So I would get 4 upon y is equal to 6 upon 10. So I would have got y first, 20 upon 3. Okay, so y is 20 upon 3. Now, as somebody asked me, I think Tejas or somebody asked me, triangle EDC is also similar to triangle EBA. Now, let's write the ratios. Without thinking the first step, write the ratios. ED upon EB is DC upon BA is EC upon EA. ED is y, which I already know, 20 upon 3. EB will be 20 upon 3 plus 4. So 20 upon 3 plus 4, 32 upon 3. So the 3 will cut in the base. Is DC, which is x, upon BA, which is 6. 4 5s are 4 8s are. So x is equal to 5 into 6 upon 8. 2 4s are 2 3s are, and we are getting 15 upon 4 by a longer method also. I think somehow students like it when I do a longer method. I don't know why. I hate it, but students like it. So y is 20 upon 3, x is 15 upon 4, x plus y is asked. Answer is the third option. Akshay, the proof of that property is proving the two triangles similar. Take it from me. In fact, when I started okay, let me give you a small thing since we can take a small break of 2 minutes. I started teaching CAT in somewhere around 2006. Okay. Before that, I had taught a lot of school and college maths. When this question was shown to me first, I did it in like 1 second. And from then we were actually, at least where I was teaching earlier and when we had my own class, we used to call it Amit Sir's theorem. Simple logic was because this was actually a proof in the 10th standard textbook. In the 10th standard textbook, this was a proof. Prove that 1 upon x is equal to 1 upon a plus 1 upon b. And then I knew it was a proof. And once it's a proof, which means the property exists, just applied like a property over here in CAT. Okay, so that was it. And that's why Alamin said that, it was like a Amit Sir's theorem. He used Amit Sir's theorem. No, it was not good old NCRT. It was good old Maharashtra textbook. Maharashtra state textbook. Good, Harsh. Nice. Congrats. But Sumit, we have to learn to remember the properties. Okay, this is applicable now. I don't need to do it every time. This is again a CAT question. This question, very frankly, this is one of those properties which has never been asked again. It was asked once in CAT, everybody was stumped. Then everybody started teaching this property, obviously because it was asked, and then you just have to remember it. Yeah, Kevin Babedy, right? Prajakta, right? So, because A plus C is 180, it is a cyclic quadrilateral. It is a cyclic quadrilateral. And because it is a cyclic quadrilateral, we apply the area of cyclic quadrilateral. Area of cyclic quadrilateral is square root of S minus A. This comes from Heron's formula only. S minus B into S minus C into S minus D. Remember, there is no S over here. In Heron's formula, there is a S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Here it is S minus A into S minus B into S minus C into S minus D. Once you know that, it's straightforward. 4 plus 5, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 4, 16. Perimeter is 16. Therefore, S is 8. 16, no? 9, 9 plus 3, yeah, 16. So, S is 8. 8 minus 4, that is 4. 8 minus 5, that is 3. 8 minus 3, that is 5. And 8 minus 4 is 5. 4 and 4, square root of 4 and 4 is 4. And root 15. Answer is 4 root 15. Got that, everybody? This was a straightforward one. After 20, maybe we might take a small break if you all need it. I am okay with it. I really don't need the break. So somebody was talking about CAT never repeats this question. I'll give you one more story over here. Not really, Anushka. Doesn't matter. Till you know how to apply it, doesn't matter whether you remember the name or not. So again, a small story. CAT went online in 2009. Okay. 2009 is first time when CAT went online. And I remember that chaos which had happened when CAT went online. The first year, there were so many issues, computers tanking and people not able to see questions or whatever. Their test did not start. Somebody lost electricity and so many such issues. What I remember from CAT 2009 is when I went to the exam hall, this question was there in there. And this same question has been asked in the early 90s and we used to have it in our material also. I just went there, saw the question, mark root 260, went ahead. I've already told you the answer. Susmith has got it right. Good, Susmith. This is 20, this is 10, assuming just random numbers A, B, C. Area is given 80. Okay, this is 20, sorry. Area, I want to use the area to find the height. This is X. Drop a perpendicular from here. Let's call it AD. I want to use the area. Remember that was, you can take it 10 and 10 also as the base, doesn't matter. Okay. So what will I get? Area is half into base into height. So 80 is half into 20 into AD. So AD comes out to be 8, sorry. 80 divided by 10, AD is 8. Once I got this, I have to find this by Pythagoras. Luckily, it's a direct Pythagoras triplet, so I don't have to solve. If anybody is solving, they are wasting time. This is 6. So therefore, this is 14. And now you can just find x using Pythagoras. So x square is equal to 8 square plus 14 square. 196 plus 64 is 260. So x is square root of 260. First option. No, Kriti, they have not been covered. These are all fresh questions. Most of them at least fresh questions. 10 could be repeat, but otherwise at least 30 are fresh questions. Okay. One more excellent question. One of my favorite questions. One more question. Let's see if you'll get this question. I'll be happy if people start getting these questions. Yeah, as I said, some of them will be repeat. I'm not saying no. Some of them will be repeat, but some of them will be also new. A lot of them will be new. Not necessary. You could have assumed the other side also as the base 10. Doesn't matter. AB is 4, AC is 3. AD is the angle bisector. This full angle was given as 60 degrees. Angle bisector, so the both angles are 30, 30. Okay. What is the length of AD? Let's see if anybody is getting it. Somebody said it's there in the practice exercise, but still I haven't seen the answer. Asmit, you're wrong. Kevin, you're wrong. Now Kevin's got the right answer. I think he was talking about the previous question that time. Good. Again, this is the one question only if you have seen earlier, you're going to think about it. Otherwise, it's very difficult to think about it. So the hint over here is that there is no use of angle bisector theorem. There is no need of angle bisector theorem at all. You make use of this 30, 30 and 60. So what is the area of the full triangle? Half into 3 into 4 into sine 60 is the area of the full triangle, which is equal to area of these two triangles. Let's call AD as X because that is what I want to find. So area of this triangle plus the area of this triangle. Area of this triangle will be half into 3 into X into sine 30. This is the first triangle. and area of the second triangle will be half into 4 into x into sine 30. You should know the values of sine 60 and sine 30. Sine 60 is root 3 upon 2 and sine 30 is half. So the half common over here cuts out everywhere. Took a half common on the right side and half cut out. 3 4s are 12. Sine 60 is root 3 upon 2. So 12 root 3 upon 2. Sine 30 is half. So 3x into half is 3x upon 2. 4x into half is 4x upon 2. So the base ka 2 cuts out. So we are left with 12 root 3 is equal to 7x. X is 12 root 3 upon 7. Now, if you remember last time also I told you there is no shame in doing a long method. It is okay to do a long method, but do some steps in your mind. If you notice in this question, I did a lot of steps in my mind. I didn't write everything. I kept saying it, and as I was saying it, I knew half cuts out. Then this at the end 2 cuts out. No point cutting 4x upon 2x and then again taking LCM. 4x upon 2 is 2x and then again taking LCM, waste of time. So please learn to do the question smartly. Answer is the second option over here. Okay, so we are at approximately quarter to 2 hours. We have finished half the questions. Let's go ahead. Rahul, best of luck. I'm doing well. Let's find orthocenter and also circumcenter. Let's find two things. No, Kevin, you could not find the length AD by angle bisector theorem. Angle bisector theorem doesn't have AD in it. It will have AB square, AB upon AC is equal to BD upon CD. There is no AD at all in the theorem only. How will you find it? Great. A lot of people have given me the answer for the 21st one, but that you gave me for the orthocenter. Now what about the circumcenter? Okay, what did you all do? How many people did the long approach? When I mean the long approach, they found slope and then found the equations and then found the intersection. I hope nobody did that. Pay attention, everybody. Whenever in a CAT kind of exam, CAT, XAT, NMAT, in fact, this question was from one of the earlier NMAT days. Okay. Now, similar to one. So basically, remember, whenever you're looking at such a question, you never start solving. You first think and ask yourself, if the examiner has given me this question, he must have at least made the question either with an equilateral triangle or with a right angle triangle or something like that. So start thinking. Okay. So I just took randomly the 3 points, let's call them A, B, C, and A was 4, 0, B was 9, 5, and C was say 14, 0. I didn't do anything. I didn't decide where is the right angle triangle or whatever. What I did was I found the slopes. That's how I do. If you want to find sides, you can find sides also, which is also pretty fast. Like if you're very good with calculations, sides are also can be done orally. So let me explain both the approaches. With sides, what will I get? If I'm finding AB, it will be 5 minus 0, which will be 5 square 25, and again 25. So root 50. This is root 50. What about BC? Is also root 50. So it is isosceles definitely. What about AC? It is root 100. And if you do AC, it is root 100. So this will satisfy Pythagoras theorem because AB square will be 50, BC square will be 50, 50 plus 50 will be AC square. So now I'll make the diagram better. I know B is 90 degrees. So I'll make AB and BC. This is 9 comma 5. This is 4 comma 0 and this is 14 comma 0. Now what is the ortho center? Ortho center is where the altitudes meet. Ortho center is where the altitudes meet and hence this point itself will be the ortho center. Point B itself will be the ortho center and the ortho center will therefore be 9 comma 5. What about the circumcenter? Circumcenter I explained earlier also will be the midpoint of the hypotenuse. Use the midpoint formula. 4 plus 14 is 18. 18 ka half is 9 comma 0. So circumcenter will be 9 comma 0. Everybody clear? As I said, you could have proved that the triangle is right angle triangle even using slopes. All the science students, you've done enough of this topic. You all should be able to get this as a right angle triangle with by a lot of approaches. Commerce students, even if you work with the distances, it's not a bad thought, but you should know how to work with slopes in the future. Okay, everybody clear? Let's go ahead. Let me know if you all need a break. We'll take a break, but as of now, it doesn't seem like there's a need of a break. Smith not 5 comma 0, 9 comma 0. Yeah. Slightly difficult question. Come on, try it. Why not, Rahul? Keep working. Let's see what happens. Remember, if not CAT, ZAT is also a very good exam. You still have a lot of time for ZAT. XLRI is also a very good college. So triangle ABC is an equilateral triangle where all sides are 12 obviously. Points PQR are midpoints of AB, BC and AB, AC and BC. An arc joining point P and Q is drawn with point R as the center. Okay, that should also not be very difficult. That should also be straightforward. If R1 is denoted as shown below, what is the ratio of the area of R1 to the area of triangle ABC? R1 is only this much part, remember. If there is any confusion, R1 is only this part. Only till here. Again, it will make use of the segment wala logic. So let's see if you get it. This is one thing you should draw. It will make life easy for you. The best part is in the question is it's an equilateral triangle, and the equilateral triangle will make your calculations easier. Even though from the options it doesn't look like the calculations are going to be easy, but it will be at least easier. Good, Kevin. Very nice. Good again. So basically, I need to subtract the segment from here. Most of the people have started getting it. Good. From the triangle, I need to subtract the segment. Right? And what do they ask for? What is the ratio of R1 to the area of triangle ABC? So at least the area of triangle ABC is the oral. Means very simple. Area of the triangle ABC is root 3 upon 4 into side square. That is 36 root 3. So my denominator is going to be 36 root 3. Now, what about the part which I want? R1. Area of the triangle minus the area of the area of this segment. So first let's find the segment, or what we did earlier. In fact, it is exactly the same question. If you look at this part becomes a rhombus this time, not a kite. If you want you can find area of the kite minus the area of the sector. Area of the rhombus minus the area of the sector. Both are okay. I am not doing that approach. I'm doing a slightly different approach this time. So the area of the segment will be area of triangle minus area of sector minus area of triangle. Area of sector, what will be theta? Theta is 60 degrees. So it will be 60 upon 360, 1 upon 6 into pi into r square, minus area of the triangle is obviously exactly 1/4 of this. No need to solve also. So that will be 9 root 3. 6 2s are 12, 12 to the 24. So we are left with 24 pi minus 9 root 3. And this I need to subtract again from 9 root 3 only, because this triangle is also 9 root 3. So area of R1 is 9 root 3 minus 24 pi plus 9 root 3. That is 18 root 3 minus 24 pi. And then find the ratio. This divided by 36 root 3. Answer will be the first option. No need for the radius is 6, no. Because if the full triangle is 36 root 3, all the 4 smaller equilateral triangle, all 4 small triangles will be equal. So 9 root 3, 9 root 3, 9 root 3. Right, Aryan? Radius is not needed. Oh, have I made an error? Sorry. My bad, I made a small error. This radius is 6. Yes, answer doesn't come out with this. 6 cuts out. So we've got radius was not 12. So this was how much? 6 pi minus 9 root 3. So this is going to be 6 pi. So sorry, everybody. 6 pi. Thanks for pointing it out. 18 root 3 minus 6 pi. So 18 root 3 minus 6 pi and divided by 36 pi. So are you now getting the answer? I just want to check now. Now I'm feeling that I hope I'm not making a mistake. So negative pi is okay. 3 root 3. No, still there is. Okay. Yeah. Everybody got that? Sure, let's go ahead. Great, let's go to the next question. Where would you put this question? What level would you put this at? I just want to understand what students are thinking. What level is this question for you all? I just want to understand from students what level are you all putting this question at? I think there's a formula for in center, but you can have a look at it. It's a but a little bit long, not C, Divya. I don't think it was a C. It's a little bit long question with a lot of calculations. Yeah, Rishikesh, I changed it. Rishikesh, are you lagging behind? Because I think you're not live with me. Okay, anybody's got the answer? This is a slightly again long question, lot of calculations, but a nice question. So somebody wanted a diagram. I've given you the diagram. This is point E. Varad, Rishikesh, I think you're lagging behind. Please, because you're answering questions much later. So if you need to just go fast forward a little bit, you can come back. This is a diagram. The main thing which they're given was this is the bigger area, and that is why the diagram is like this. You have to understand how the diagram is made. Very important. No, Kevin, not. You're wrong by far. कहाँ से 324 तो बहुत दूर दूर तक नहीं है. Area of the triangle AED is going to be a very big area. No, Zaflin, I just said the same thing to Kevin, that the answer is going to be much more. Getting the diagram ka first part is very important. Now, still there is a lot of constructions to be done. Basically, remember, there is no shortcut in this question. You want to find DE and you want to find AE. How are you working towards that? That's your job. And from the diagram, you can see AE is definitely more than half of 112 because AB is 112. AB is 112. So AB is AE, sorry, is definitely greater than 56. Uday, excellent. Uday has got the answer. Very good, Uday. I'm happy. CD is given as 78. So therefore, DE has to be greater than 39 definitely. Divya, wrong. I don't know, Divya, how you got such a whole number answer. Shubham's got it right now. Great, Shubham. Okay, pay attention. I'm going to give you the hint now. You all will still try it on your own. I'm just going to give you the hint. From O, drop a perpendicular called OM, suppose. And from O, drop a perpendicular over here called ON. Okay, now a lot of people have started getting it. Everybody is right. Yes, Piyush, you're right. Okay. Now, what all do we know? We know AM. How much is AM? AM is half of 112, which is 56. And we know radius, 65. So you can find OM. And exactly same thing you can do one more time. In triangle OND. In triangle OND, you want to find ON now. So basically, you are going to find two things. You need to find OM and ON. They both will be different values. And once you get that, you will get your DE and AE. Let's quickly finish it off now. Okay. OM square. OM square will be 65 square minus 56 square. Small things, but I want to know how many people use this. How many people use A square minus B square over here? A square minus B square will be A plus B into A minus B. So OM will be 11 into 3, 33. ON square will be 65 square minus 39 square. This is 39. This is 65. So 65 square minus 39 square. Again, here I did not want you to use a plus b into a minus b. Here I wanted you to use that this is 13 5s are, 13 3s are. So ON has to be 13 4s are. Therefore, ON has to be 52. I'll repeat this part. Pay attention carefully. OD was 13 5s are. DN was 13 3s are. So therefore, ON has to be 13 4s are 52. So that is how I got ON also. How much is DE now? DE will be 39 plus NE. NE is same as OM, which is 33. So half into base into height. 39 plus 33 is 72. Multiply by this is ON, we have got 52. So 52 plus 56 is 108. So answer is 72 into 108 upon 2, 236 are 108 into 36. 36 8s are. 36 8s are will be 36 to the 72. 72 2s are is 144. 288. 288 28 carry 8. 2 carry 3888. 3888 is the answer. Nice question, nice interesting question. I hope people got it. Vachak, I'll come back to this question. Once let people start this question, I'll go back to that question again and explain it one more time. Yes, it was definitely a lengthy question. So it was a B or a C only because of the length of the question. The ones who wanted this question, I hope have seen this question. There's nothing, not too much data. You can start solving it. I'll just explain that previous question one more time. I'm not going to solve it again. You all can take a screenshot or you can see the recording later. But I am just explaining the main steps. So the main thing was to get this length and this length. Now I knew AM was half of AB, which makes it 56. And I knew the radius was 65. So using Pythagoras, I can find OM. OM square was 65 square minus 56 square. And same way, finding ON, again I knew radius was 65. I knew DN was half of 78, which is 39. So ON square was 65 square minus 39 square. So basically we got this as 52 by Pythagoras. So EM also came out to be 52. And we got this as whatever we had got, I think 33. So therefore CN is also 33. And you get the two sides which you want. Okay, Kevin's got the question right. Hemant got the question right. I think Meet has just joined us. Hi Meet, good evening. Come on. This is one question where lot of people, it's such a simple question, but a lot of people are not able to think of it. The sides of a parallelogram are given as 11 and 17. One of the diagonals is given as 26. We want to find the other diagonal. What properties do we know for a parallelogram? Diagonals bisect each other. That means if this diagonal is 26, this is 13, 13, and this is x and x. Let's call this A, B, C, D. What property have you all used? How did you all get the answer? The ones who got the answer, what property have you used? Because I didn't see anybody naming the property. I see a lot of answers, but I don't see the name of the property. Let's give the person some credit, no, to make the property. Okay, good, Devrat. Kevin, what did you use? For me, it was a direct application of Apollonius theorem. There was no similarity. There is no angles only to get a similarity. We were stuck because of the angles. Look at this triangle. Look at this triangle. DO becomes the median. DO becomes the median. Only look at the triangle. What do we know the property? Apollonier's theorem. DA square plus DC square is 2 times DO square plus AO square. I'll repeat this. DA square plus DC square is 2 times DO square plus OA or CO, doesn't matter. They both are same. So this is 11 square plus 17 square is 2 times x square plus 13 square. After that, it's only solving. I hope I don't need to solve. This comes out to be 410. 410 divided by 2 is 205 is x square plus 169. Taking it on the other side, x square comes out to be 36 and therefore x is 6. Once you got x is 6, the other diagonal is 12. Great. Everybody got that? Sasmit, what is that property you are using? A 2 times a square plus b square is sum of the diagonal square. I don't know what you've used. Check the property. I don't have a problem. There are a lot of students who like to remember a lot of properties. I always remember the basic ones. Not a difficult question, the next one, but getting the diagram right is important. Get the diagram right, I think you'll get the question right. There is one major hint to get the diagram right. Major hint to get the diagram right. I hope you get it right. Good, Sumit. The major hint was over here. ABD is 90. ABD is 90. No, Alamin, wrong. If ABD is 90, what will happen? And B is on the circle. What diameter always subtends a right angle on the circle? The diameter always subtends a right angle on the circle, which means AD will become the diameter. And we know that ABD is 90. That is the main step to understand that diameter subtends a right angle on the circle, therefore AD is the diameter. Okay, now that was just a matter of putting all the values. Angle A was given 60, angle D full was given 60. This is 60, this is 90, so this much is 30. This is also 30. It's a cyclic quadrilateral, so opposite angles are 180. Not needed. In fact, after this much is enough. What do we want to find? We want to find measure arc BC. Length of arc BC upon circumference. Now, for length of arc, what is the formula for length of arc? Not needed, but just explaining. Length of arc is theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. Right? Theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. Now, but that will be, theta should be at the center. Theta should be at the center. So at the center, if this angle is 30, how much will be this angle? All this is not needed. I'll explain a shortcut directly, so pay attention. But first, let's finish this. How much will be angle BOC? It will be 60 degrees. So the length of the arc will be theta upon 360. That means this part will be 1/6. This part will be 1/6, and that itself is the answer. So answer is the first option. But even with the 30, you could have got. I don't know how many people have seen me solving in videos. I use inscribe angle theorem a lot. So whenever I would have used inscribe angle, we had reached, this is 30, this is 30, rest all is not needed, this is 60. This is 30, therefore this arc is 60 degrees. The measure of the arc is 60 degrees. And we want to find arc BC upon circumference. That much arc is 60 degrees, full circle is 360 degrees. So answer is directly 1/6, which is the first option. You can actually do some very quickly if you understood the diagram. This question was a lot about diagram. And in fact, this discussion I had with some students during last mile to CAT, that were geometry questions. When you look at a geometry question in CAT, when you look at it in the test, you can't decide it's ABC really without making some part of the diagram. So it is okay to spend that 10-15 seconds extra in a geometry question compared to some other chapter ka question. Okay, let's go ahead. It was given, Zeppelin 260s were given. Acha, haan, okay, that 60 degrees. I use the inscribe angle theorem. So just to show people what is the inscribe angle theorem, I use it a lot. If this angle is 20 degrees, I say the measure of the arc is 40 degrees. Right, Kevin, very good. Oh, as shown. Sorry, that is not as shown. It touches all the four sides. The diagram was not given. Touches the side, all touches the four sides. So they've told us PQRS is a trapezium where PS is equal to QR. PQ is 8, RS is 18. We want to find the radius of the circle. This line will be the diameter of the circle. So I need the height. Good, a lot of people have got it right. I'm happy. Yes, I've drawn the diagram for you. That is why. The tangential quadrilateral. Good name. Now, if you take this as x, whatever this point is, say M and N, and this point as A and B, say. So we will get PM is x, so PA will also be x. Tangents drawn from a point outside the circle are equal in length. Same way, if you take SN as y, this will also be y. Don't do it again. You can do it one more time. You can continue doing it. You can just assume that this will be the midpoint because it's isosceles trapezium. So this will also be xx, yy. So what have we got? 2x, basically x is 4 and y is 9. So therefore this is 13. Right? We got PS as 13. If from P, if I drop a perpendicular, from P, if I drop a perpendicular 2 times, now see if you notice this full was 18. Okay, let me just clear out a couple of things on the diagram, too many things in the diagram. This is not needed now, we'll come back to it later. And if I drop one more perpendicular from here, what will I get? This is 8, PQ is 8. So this will also be 8. 18 minus 8 is 10. So y, this will be 5 and this will also be 5. That's not the value of y, remember. So this small part will also be 5, 5. Using 5 and 13, Pythagoras theorem, you will get 12 as the height. So diameter is 12 and therefore radius is 6. Okay, not getting 13. I'll repeat it one more time if you want. Okay, pay attention. I'm going to repeat this one more time for some students who have not got it. Okay, now because it's an isosceles trapezium, you can easily assume this to be a midpoint. Even if you don't assume, you will still get it. But if you assume, great. That means this is 4, this is 4. Therefore, this will also be 4. Tangents drawn from a point outside the circle are equal. Same logic, this will be the midpoint, so this will be 9, this will also be 9. So therefore, PS becomes 13. And now you can use that Pythagoras theorem. This much comes out to be 5. 9 was still here. This is 5. 5 and 13 ka Pythagoras. So height comes out to be 12. Diameter is 12. So radius is 6. Did everybody understand? Just quickly let me know if there's an issue. But Divya, if I give you the diagram beforehand, what are you learning? That is the main thing. No? Getting the diagram right is your main learning. Now this one has a diagram, so you can use it. And some marking also, but that's okay. Anyway, that marking was very obvious. Okay, I'm just going to take a minute's break. Please start the question and try the question out. Yeah. Okay. Some people have given option 3. Somebody's given cannot be determined. Okay, let's think. I don't think so. The answer is cannot be determined, Kevin. I think it's a pretty straightforward question if you understand a little bit trigonometry. The diagram is just given to confuse you. You have to concentrate only in this much part of the diagram. This is a normal triangle where this angle is 45 degrees because 90 was given and angle bisector is given. So this is 12, this is 6, this is x. If you understand basic trigonometry, this was nothing but application of cosine rule. What is cosine rule? Whichever angle you know, opposite to that side is C. The other two are A and B. So the cosine rule is, suppose cos A. So cos A is B square plus C square minus A square upon 2BC. This is the formula. So cos 45 is 1 upon root 2. The two sides which we know will be 12 and 6, which will be 144 plus 36 minus x square, which we don't know, upon 2 into 144 into 12 into 6. Right? I'll come to that discussion also, Varad. So, we've got 72 upon root 2 is 180 minus x square. So, x square is 180 minus 72 upon root 2 will become 36 root 2 on rationalizing. Take 36 common, 5 minus root 2, and then you take square root, you get the answer, which is the third option. Square root of 36 is 6 and square root of 5 minus root 2. So this is one of the ways. The other way is you could have used Pythagoras, but I thought that was a pretty unnecessary longer approach. Not needed is my suggestion. You should understand basics of the property or just apply the property. Finally, it's just about by-hearting a property and able to use it. Okay? Everybody clear now? Where did you get root 39 from? Who's saying root 39? I don't know where 39 came from. A CAT and a ZAT question. Nearly the same question has been asked in CAT as well as that. Quickly get me the answer. Pretty straightforward question. Integration. Wow. Two people have given the answer. One is correct, one is wrong. I'm just waiting for more answers, then I'll tell you which is the right answer. Now more answers have come in. Yes, 3125 is the correct answer. A lot of people have started giving the answer. Now, the trick in this type of question is that the height, which is an issue, is always the average of the lowest and the highest height. The height is always the average of the lowest and the average height. In all swimming pool questions, you can directly take it. So the lowest height was 1 meter. The highest height was 4 meters. So average is 5 upon 2, 2.5 or 5 upon 2. and it's a cuboid after that. So volume is area of the base, which is length into breadth into 5 by 2, right? That's it. So what will we get? 2 ones are 2, 25 are 25 into 25 into 5, which is 5 raised to what? 6, 5 raised to 5. 5 raised to 5 is 3125. Okay, if you know this property, this is like a 10-second question. If you don't know, you still take some time. Basically, you get a trapezium and you need to find the height and all that stuff, but not needed. You're wasting time with that. You need to get this sum directly by this method. This area, this question, the area will not come as a whole number, it will come in square roots. But I have just kept it theta so that people can solve it. There's the same thing, Devrat. You can do that. That's also fair enough, and that also is fine. But I'm just teaching you the approach, direct approach, so I should be able to get it get a direct approach also. Next figure, only the octagon ABCD, EFGH. We have been asked the area of the square ACEG. Now, what is the area of a square? Side square. Area of a square is side square. Suppose if I took this as x. So in short, you want to find x square. What do you know? You know AB also, you know BC also. And because it's an octagon, you know this angle also. How do you find angle in any polygon? 180 into n minus 2 upon n. So 180 into 6 upon 8. 2 3s are 2 4s are 4 1s are 4 45s are 45 3s are 135. This angle is 135. Now, same logic. If you know your properties well, this is a one-step question. Do you know how to use cosine rule, and do you know the value of cos 135? For the ones who still want to try, cos 135, because cos 135 value will be same as cos 45 1 upon root 2, but because it is in the second quadrant, it will be negative value. Cos 135 is negative 1 upon root 2. Apply the cosine rule. This time apply it directly. So x square will be a square plus b square minus 2ab cos 135. So x square is equal to 8 square plus 8 square, 64 plus 64, 128 minus 2 into 68 into 8, which is again 128 into negative 1 upon root 2. Negative, negative, positive. 128 common. 1 plus 1 upon root 2. You can solve it a little bit. Anyway, there were no options given. So it was not about anything. Finally, just about understanding. So finally, if I open it up, 64 root 2 into root 2 plus 1. Everybody clear? Not minus, Arihant, plus. That cos 135 is negative 1 upon root 2 is a very important condition. Arihant has missed that part. Octagons are not that important, Anand, that I would want you to remember a lot of things, but I would want you to remember for hexagon everything. Everything which is needed for hexagon, remember. Arihant, did you find your mistake? Difficult question. Cool, Yoshbi. If you find that way, I'm okay with that. No problem. In fact, you can also, in fact, the previous question is one question where you can also apply sine rule. Just let me explain how you can apply sine rule. You can, but yeah, area of the octagon itself is a little bit difficult part. There's no point applying sine rule. Remember extra formula and all that, that's not worth it. Okay, Nishta, I'll do that after this question. That's a very straightforward property, but I'll just explain it to you anyways. Rishikesh, what question are you talking about? Okay, Rishikesh is giving you the property, but I'll revise the property. So Nishta, Rishikesh is giving you the property, but just I'll anyway revise. Yes, Bhavani, you can use sine rule. I never said you can't use, but I thought that was longer. I thought cosine rule was easier because directly we reach the answer. By the way, what's the answer for this question? So let's start making the diagram. ABCD is a quadrilateral. A circle is drawn with DB as diameter. So let's say this is B and D. And DB as diameter that measures phi. So diameter is phi. So radius is 2.5 if I need it, I'll see. A perpendicular from A, a perpendicular from point A on the circle touches the diameter at P, while that from C on the circle touches the diameter at M. Okay, distance between M and P is given as 0.7 and distance between M and C is maximum possible. Now, what do you mean by distance between M and C is maximum possible? Where will C be? Now pay attention, this was the main thing. Distance between M and C is maximum possible, this part. What do you mean by that? That means it will be an isosceles. See, it can't be an equilateral triangle. If I put M anywhere on the arc, it can't be an equilateral triangle. So C is a point somewhere over here and M is exactly at the center, because it will be an isosceles triangle. Only in that case will it be maximum possible. Okay, distance between M and C is maximum possible. Cool? That's the first part, or in fact the second part. Now ABCD is a quadrilateral. So A is somewhere over here, suppose, where AP is one more perpendicular. AP is one more perpendicular. And what had they told you? The distance between M and P is 0.7. This distance is 0.7. This full was 2.5. So we have this as 1.8 and this is also 2.5. We'll come to all that what we want. What do we want to find? We want to find the perimeter of quadrilateral ABCD. Great. Let's draw the perimeter of ABCD in a different color. So I want to find AB. I want to find AD. I want to find CD. And I want to find BC. Out of which looks like BC and DC are easier. So let's finish that part first. BC and DC are equal. Why are they equal? Because for maximum possibility, first choice is equilateral triangle. If that is not possible, isosceles triangle. So BC and CD are equal. Diameter subtends a right angle on the circle. So therefore I have this angle as 90 degrees. Right? I hope people are paying attention. This angle is 90 degrees. This full was 5. So the other two will be 2.5 root 2. So this will also be 2.5 root 2. And this will also be 2.5 root 2. Obviously, the way the options are given, it looks like the answer will be the third option. But you can't just go and mark it. Yes, in an exam situation, maybe you could have done it. But right now, I still want to find the values. Now, a perpendicular from A on the circle touches the diameter at P. No, Anand, it's not a property. I'll explain it one more time. I didn't say it was a property. Pay attention carefully. Okay. Now, I need to find AP. Can you find AP? Right? You know your radius. So, you know AM. Radius is also the same value. This is the radius. The height of the isosceles triangle. Can you find that and get me the radius? Or anyway, you knew the radius, sorry, 2.5. What am I saying? The radius is 2.5. So this is directly 2.5. Use Pythagoras over here. APM. What is APM? Triangle APM, I want AP square. AP square is 2.5 square minus 0.7 square. Please do not solve. After this step, do not solve. You should know 25 and 7 के साथ Pythagoras triplet is 24. 7, 24, 25. So therefore, we should know this, that AP will come out to be 2.4. Don't waste time, save time. Like save water, save time for CAT. So I got AP as 2.4. This was 2.5. Now, I need to find what? I need to find AB. So again, that will be one Pythagoras, 1.8 and 2.4. AB square will be 1.8 square plus 2.4 square. If you notice, this is 3 6s are 18, this is 3 4s are 24. So answer will be 3 5s are 20. I'll repeat. This is 3 6s are 18. This is 4 6s are 24. So answer will be, AB will be 20s, but with one decimal. So AB will come out to be 2. Or you can solve the whole thing. I don't have a problem. What 2? I'm so sorry. 5 6s are 23 it will come out to be. So if you do it orally, 324 plus 576 is 900. Square root of 900 is 30, but with one decimal, so 3. So we got AB as 3, which we wanted. And now same way AD. AD square will be 2.4 square plus 3.2 square, because PD will be 3.2. So 3.2 square plus 2.4 square. Same logic. One is 8 3s, one is 8 4s, so answer will be 8 5s. 8 5s is 40, so AD will come out to be 4. Perimeter is 3 plus 4 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 root 2. Answer is the third option. What level? Even though I know what you're going to say, but what level? Where did you all put it? Uday, what was the mistake? Okay, I'm going to repeat that circumference wala point one more time. How did I get C and where is C? Okay, pay attention very carefully to that part. Definitely a level C question. Chalo, let's pay attention to that part, how I got that circumference wala part. They had told us BD is the diameter. And remember what they said for M. Read that part very carefully. From C, I am going to drop a perpendicular on M, and distance between C and M. Now suppose you took C over here. CM is some measurement. You take it over here, it is still bigger. You take it over here, it is still bigger. When is it the biggest? Or when is it maximum? When is CM maximum? CM is maximum when M will be the center and C will be exactly opposite to it. In short, when CM is the radius. At no other point will CM be maximum. And that is how you get that M as the center. That was the main part of the question. Okay? So let's go ahead. Again, get the diagram right for the next question is the main thing. There is something about tan of an angle given. Don't get scared of it. Okay. Before I do this question, chalo, let's. Before I do this question, next question, let me revise that concept which Nishta is asking for. So, number of diagonals. If you understand basics of permutation combination, this is very easy. Suppose there's a pentagon, which means there are 5 points. Let's learn with a pentagon. There are 5 points. No need to by heart a formula over here. Now these are 5 points. How many lines can you draw? Forget the number of diagonals all apart. Just forget the number of diagonals. How many lines can you draw? Suppose if there are 5 points, joining all of them, how many lines can you draw? You can draw 5C2 lines. So number of lines will be 5C2. Out of those 5C2, which is 10, 5C2 we know is 10. If we join all of the points possible, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These are all the possibilities. These are the 10 lines. Out of these 5C2, sides are 5. Remaining all are diagonals. Therefore, diagonals are 5. So, a better way of knowing diagonals is through PNC, NC2 minus N, which translate into the formula which somebody gave. Rishikesh gave, I think so, N into N minus 3 upon 2. If you solve this formula, you get this only. N into N minus 3 upon 2. Otherwise, the formula is directly NC2 minus N. So now if you want to do this for an octagon, it will be 8C2 minus 8. 8 into 7 upon 2. 28 minus 8 will be 20. Which if you apply the other formula, 8 into 5 upon 2, 40 upon 2 is 20. Which is the other formula? N into N minus 3 upon 2. Nishta, is that clear? Okay, next question. Divya, check once more. Get the diagram right is the most important part in this. All different answers. Somebody's giving 24, somebody's giving 18, somebody's giving 14. Okay, let me start helping you with the diagram. ABCD is a trapezium where angle BAD is an obtuse angle. BAD is an obtuse angle. Cool. What else has been given? AB is perpendicular to BC. So this angle is 90. BC is perpendicular to CD. Great. So this angle is also 90. And BAD is an obtuse angle. We got that. If tan of angle ADC, tan of this angle, because tan was given, I had to draw the triangle, so the construction was necessary. Let's call this AM. CD full is 7 and AD is 5. Then what is the perimeter? Okay. So let's see what all can we get. Tan is opposite upon adjacent. Tan of ADC, that is this angle. Let's call this theta. Tan theta is 0.75. 0.75 is 3 upon 4. And our biggest hint, Pythagoras triplet. If tan theta is 3 upon 4, that means AM upon MD is 3 upon 4. Because tan is opposite upon adjacent. That means this will actually come out to be 3 and 4 because this is 5. Right? This will actually come out to be 3 and 4. This full was 7, so this is also 3. This is 3, this is also 3 because all angles are 90 over here. Area of the trapezium. Area of the, not area, perimeter of the trapezium. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 7. That is 8 plus 10, 18. I don't know how people got the answer wrong. Divya, what did you do? And initially some people gave me wrong answers. Uday gave a wrong answer. Divya, what was your mistake? This was again definitely level A. Just had to get the diagram right. Oh, there was a similar question in the mock? I don't know. I have not seen. Simple question again, if done smartly. Otherwise, it all depends on what level of practice are you at. If you have finished practicing all chapter-wise things, then you can move on to mixed questions. No, it will not be Sumit. Because different heights, same base. Around 9 more questions. Come on, keep the momentum up. Preeti, I would recommend to go through all of them again. The whole video solution, the video thing is there. You should use it and do all of them again. Sagar is right. Uday is right now. Good, Uday. Okay, most of the people are starting getting it. Rukmani, what is the answer? What are you given? Can we have a small poll? How many non-IMS students over here? Out of the roughly 140 students right now, how many non-IMS students? Okay, let's start. I thought it was a pretty straightforward question. AB has been broken into two parts, equal parts, no problem. XC is 3 ratio, BX to XC is 3 ratio 2. That means this was, if this would have been 5, it would have been great. While this is also 5, while this is 4. So I would start with the side of the square as 20 because there is one part of 2, one part of 5 and one part of 4. Great, I am happy here. There are some people, I hope I am helping you all. So I am assuming the side as 20. Assuming the side to be 20. So this is 10, 10. BX to XC is 3 is to 2. So 3 by 5 of 20, that will be 12 and 8. dy to YC is 4 is to 1. That is what? 16 and 4. And AZ and ZD are 3 is to 1. So that will be 3 by 4. 3 by 4 will be 15 and 5. Right? Why did I assume 20? Pay attention to that very carefully. Because there was one time it was being broken up into 3 is to 1. That is 4 parts. And once it was being broken up 3 is to 2. That is 5 parts. So I took LCM of 5 and 4, which is 20. Once I got that, area of the square is 400, 20 to 20. And area of this part, which will be minus, subtract from 400 all the other parts. So 400 minus each area, 15 and 10. So half into 15 into 10 will be 75. 10 and 12, which will be 60. 5 and 16, that will be 40. And 8 and 4, that will be 16. So 400 upon 400 minus 191, right? 75 plus 16 is 91, yeah. So 400 upon 209, and that's my answer, which is the third option. Why? Coordinate geometry will make this easier. There's no need to do anything over here. Yeah? A very straightforward question. But if you're really good with that and you want to have something in your mind, you can always do it. But I think this is for straightforward questions, I really don't want to do any fancy approaches. No, we cannot, Atharva. What if there was 400 upon some other number and then it would reduce to 200 upon? So you can't do that. That's wrong. What if you got a fraction in the denominator and then again comes up to be 800? So Atharva, you can't do that, okay? Next question. Circle. Okay, a little bit coordinate geometry, a little bit higher part of coordinate geometry. I hope people get this. Atharva, did you understand what I said? You can't mark the answer there, okay? Saransh, I always look at it as, number of attempts and where you are already. Very difficult question you are asking me, what is a good score? That's a very random thing. Now, for example, in SimCAT 16, a lot of people have got full marks also because, not a lot, but some people have got full marks because it was an easier test. Well, some tests back only getting a 40 or 42 was 99 percentile. So that's very vague. Yes, Sagar, please go ahead. Yeah, origin will be 0, 0, Divya, right? Because of this, the origin will be 0, 0. Rajat, very good, yaar. Very nice if you got it so quickly. I'm happy. Sagar, I thought, it's not about which year. Every year, I will pick up some sets of LRDI which are good. So, for example, there are some random sets which I don't feel are good. I always look, so CAT 24 slot 1, I was doing in last mile to CAT and I found the sets wonderful. I thought that they were made so smartly that the examiner was looking for you to get a good score. Excellent. All those students who have got the answer, I assume you are engineers. Divya, Uday, Atharva, Hemant, Chaitali, Abhinish. Anyone out of these 6-7 names of the last, is anyone not an engineer? Just if you are not, raise your hand. Okay, so everybody is an engineer. So the commerce students, very difficult to get this question. Let's pay attention. The circle, whenever they give the equation like this in the form of x square plus y square is r square, the center is always the origin. The center is 0, 0 and radius will be root 5 because r square is given as 5. So radius is root 5. So this point becomes root 5, 0. This point becomes root 0, root 5. Chaitali, but did you get the sum? Very good, Chaitali. I am very happy. Jia has also got it. Very nice. But Zafran, did you get this question? Okay, now a line is drawn passing through 2, 6 and 4, 2. Now this is a random line, but the idea is that the line is definitely not cutting the circle. When you look at the line 2, 6 and 4, 2, it does not cut the circle. Now let's read the question carefully. Find the minimum distance between a point on the circle and a point on the line. Now again see that earlier you were asking maximum. If I take a point over here and anywhere on the circle I take a point now, the distance will be far only. Whenever we talk about minimum distance, it has to be the perpendicular distance. So over here, this distance will be the shortest distance kind of thing. So for that, to get this point, I need to understand the tangent. No need to do anything. Pay attention very carefully. Okay. So I have drawn the tangent. And then I have drawn this line. Now, we have this line ka points 2, 6 and 4, 2. I need to find first distance OM because question is find MN. Question is find distance MN. If you can find OM, we already knew ON is root 5. So if this is root 5, if I can find the whole thing, then I will get the answer MN. Distance of a line from the origin. There are two formulas, one from the origin and one from any random point. For origin, the formula is very direct. It is root of C, a mod of C upon root of A square plus B square. So I need the equation of the line. Two, 6 and 4, 2. How can you find the equation of the line? You first need the slope. 6 minus 2, 4 upon 2 minus 4 minus 2. So 4 upon minus 2, slope is negative 2. Equation of the line, y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. That's the formula. So y minus y1, y minus 6 is equal to negative 2 into x minus 2. Negative 2x comes on this side, becomes 2x plus y, 4 plus 6, 10. So 2x plus y is equal to 10. Whether you keep 10 here or there will not matter because there's a mod. So mod of 10 upon root of 2 square plus 1 square. 10 upon root 5. Right? 10 upon root 5. So what will we get? If I rationalize, I'll get 2 root 5. If I rationalize this, I'll get 2 root 5. So OM is 2 root 5. And we already knew ON, which was the radius, was 5. And therefore, answer MN is root 5. Definitely a slightly difficult question for those students who haven't done coordinate geometry well. Even in general, I don't think it's a very straightforward question, but it does a very good property, distance of a line from the origin. Do you remember the formula for distance of a line from any random point? It is ax1 plus by1 plus c upon root of a square plus b square. Please remember that property also. Okay, got that? Let's go ahead. One more nice question. Try it out. Let's see. Come on, everybody, please wake up. I keep realizing, this is what I've been saying. So again, somebody asked me the same question, which I like to answer. Sagar asked, sir, according to you, which, no, that was the question. Okay, Mohammed has asked, sir, you have told one of your previous marathons to take a sectional right after the SimCAT to improve concentration. What about those who take proctored mocks? So proctored mocks, where do you take it? Do you take it at the center? Do you take it at home? What is it? Mohammed, if you take it at a center also, you can just come out, maybe open up your own laptop and start writing one more mock. Yes, that 1 minute break will be there in between. That's okay. Otherwise, if you're at home, so you can immediately switch. No point. No. My whole idea is that exactly what's happening right now with most of y'all. Now, everybody sees the counter at 34 questions, right? Question number 34. They're looking at it. Okay, 6 more questions, maybe half an hour to go. Okay, when is this getting over? Even though, y'all have come here by own choice. Nobody has forced you to come here. But still, that's the whole point is, that as we reach towards the end, the concentration always goes down. And that is what I want to avoid. So, Mohammed, at the center, you can just come out, sit in one of the classrooms and maybe just write the mock immediately after that. The problem with this question is I don't remember the answer and I don't have it. So, I'm going to solve it with you all. So, Atharva, I don't have the answer with you right now. Right with me right now. So, we've already got 2 different answers. If I vaguely remember, then I think Hemant is right. Jia, I'll be the complete wrong person to talk about a score in Snap. I think you should put your query to Prasad sir. He will answer it really well. Whichever center you are at, just post it to Prasad sir. He will answer the question very well. Okay, most of the people have got answer as option 1. I think the answer is option 1. है और थोड़े questions के साथ एक दो easy questions भी है. So what I've done over here is, suppose O is the center of this circle. Take this point as A and B. Okay. I'm going to assume any random value for the hexagon. So suppose I've assumed AB as 6. Because finally I want ratio, right? So AB as 6. Radius of the small circles I'm assuming as R. Now pay attention, most common mistake. People forget this last corner mein there is a small length. So if I take this point as P and this point as Q, PQ is R, OQ is also R, but PA is not R. Understand, PA is a little bit more than R. So we need to get that part. Okay, pay attention very carefully. How will we get it over here? So I've dropped a perpendicular from P, let's call it as PM. And now I'm going to consider a triangle AMP. I've just come to the rough work and I'm drawing triangle AMP. Okay. Now, what is angle MAP? This angle though is 90, I can see. What about angle MAP? Because it's a hexagon. In the hexagon, the whole angle is 120 degree. The full angle A, if I call it like BAC, BAC is 120 degree. So BAP is 60 degrees and this is 30 degrees, right? And PM is R. PM is R. I want to find PA, which means I want to find the hypotenuse. What is formula for side opposite to 60? PM is side opposite to 60 degrees is root 3 upon 2 of the hypotenuse, that is PA. So R is equal to root 3 upon 2 of PA. So PA is 2R upon root 3. PA is 2R upon root 3. Now we got PA. R plus 2R upon root 3 will be 6 because ABO will be an equilateral triangle, hexagon ka property. So R plus 2R upon root 3 is equal to 6. So this will also become 2R. I can take 2R common. So I'll get 1 plus 1 upon root 3 is equal to 6. 2 1s are 2 3s are. So R into root 3 plus 1 is equal to 3 root 3. So R is 3 root 3 upon root 3 plus 1. R is 3 root 3 upon root 3 plus 1. What have they asked for? They have asked for the ratio of the radius. That is what we just found. 3 root 3 upon root 3 plus 1 divided by the side of the hexagon. That is 6. So into 1 upon 6. 3 1s are 3 2s are. Answer is root 3 is to 2 into 1 plus root 3, first option. Definitely a slightly difficult question, but understand this thing that this common part is always very important. In such questions, people always forget that. This PA was definitely slightly more than R was the important thing to know. Yes, Divya, it was a difficult question. Okay, everybody got that? Great. Okay, coming back to arithmetic, since people loved arithmetic so much, you have a little bit of arithmetic with a little bit of geometry. And you know, this has been a complaint always. Students keep telling me that they are not able to do such questions where there is geometry and arithmetic both. What is MP? Arnab, what are you saying? I didn't get you. Come on, should get this question. Alamin, you asking, no, are there any easy questions? I think this is a pretty easy one. It's an approximate answer. Will be closest to what? Oh, sorry, Arnab. I'll discuss it again if you want later. It basically is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, Arnab. Now tell me, when a cylinder and a cone have the same radius and the same height, what do we understand? That volume of cylinder will be 3 times volume of cone. Volume of cylinder will be 3 times volume of cone. And that is how I would start the question. Okay, I would assume any random numbers because everything was ratio. I would assume numbers so that my calculations are slightly easier. This is given as 5:2 and for cylinder it is given as 1:3. A is completely filled with mixture of milk and water in the ratio 1:3 and over here it is 5:2. Okay, so listen and tell me why have I taken these numbers. I would start with volume of cone as 28 and volume of cylinder as 84. Therefore, I took 28 because I had to have a multiple of 7 and I also wanted a multiple of 4. So therefore, I definitely wanted multiple of 7 and 4 both. So I started with 28 and 84. Okay, now once I got that, I will work only on the quantity of one of the liquids, not both the liquids. So let's work only on quantity of milk. Milk in the first part is 1/4. 1/4 of 81 is 21. So milk in cylinder is 21. Milk in cone is 5/7, 5/2 ka ratio, 5/7. So that will be 20, right? 5 by 7 of 28, yeah, 20. So total quantity of milk is 41. Yes, Varad, it will be right. No, they've asked for an approximate answer. So total quantity of milk is 41. This, okay. Actually, no, we made a mistake over here. Sorry, my bad. This is not to be done now because they have said they don't take the whole thing. What have they said? They take half of the contents of A. So half of 84 is 42 and 1/3 of the contents of B, that is 28 upon 3. And from there, I will now find milk and water. Okay. So milk and water over here, milk over here will be 1/4 of 42. 1/4 of 42 will be 10.5. And milk in the second case will be 28 upon 3 ka 5 by 7. 5 by 7 of 28 upon 3. 20 upon 3. So this is the total quantity of milk. We want to find the ratio of milk is to water. You can do fractions, you can do whole numbers, whatever, doesn't matter. 10.5 plus 20 upon 3 divided by remaining everything is water. Or you can do total and then find out. So if I do total, it is 42 plus 28 upon 3. This is 31. 31.5, 31 plus 20, 51.5. 3 is going to cut, so I'm not bothering about that. Upon 84 plus 28. 112. 102, sorry. No, 100 not 84, so sorry. 142 3s are 126. 126 plus 28. 154. Now, but this is total. If you want, you can subtract it. So you can write 50. 51.5 approximately I'm making 52 because anyway they've asked for closest. 52 upon 154 minus 52, which is approximately 102. This is approximately 1:2, and that is the answer, second option. Yeah, lengthy question because of the numbers not working out well. If you still went ahead and took 2 more times, like example, if you took this as a multiple of 3, 84, therefore this will become bigger, then you would have got all whole numbers. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead. Yeah, Shubham, that's okay. 103 upon 30, it nahi. That is 103 upon 30, it is milk to total. So subtract and get water, no, in the denominator, Shubham. Kriti, did you find the problem or you want me to explain it one more time? This is a nice question. Do it smartly. Last 5 questions, quickly. Anybody answer for the next question? Rectangle ABCD, P and Q are 2 points on BC. Where the area of the triangle ABP, APQ and area of this trapezium are in GP. Okay, and they have told us that the area is area of the figure AQCD, which is the trapezium, is 4 times the area of the triangle ABP. That means if this is 1, this whole thing is 4. Just drawing AC for understanding. 4 is everything. 4 is including both of these. So this much is 4. Now pay attention everybody carefully. If this is 1, this will be 2 because 1, 2 and 4 will be in GP. 1, 2 and 4 are in GP. So if this area is 1, this area is 2 and this full area is 4. Let's call this much area as X. Which area? ACQ I'm calling as X. That means how much is the area of this triangle ABP? Area of triangle ABP is 3 plus X. Therefore, this part will also become 3 plus X because a rectangle divides it into 2 equal parts. So 3 plus X is equal to 4. 3 plus X plus this X is equal to 4. So 2X is equal to 1. So X is half. So, great. I think I got my answer. In fact, this will be the answer. Because if these 3 triangles ka ratio is 1 is to 2 is to half. The sides will also be in that same ratio. Multiply everything by 2. So you'll get 2 is to 4 is to 1. Answer will be the third option. A very simple question I was seeing in the chats. Lot of people got wrong. Lot of people. Check properly where you all made a mistake. Everybody check properly. I want everybody to get this question. This was a ratio question, more of a ratio question and a GP question. Learn to use it. Everybody go through it. Main was getting this triangle ka area. ACQ. Has everybody understood this? Go through it carefully. Yes, I'll explain one more time because I knew nobody was paying attention. Because everybody is trying to solve on their own and they thought it was a very easy question. Let me explain it one more time. So I'll make this side a little bit longer. Suppose there's a point over here, ABP. Then there is ABQ. And then there is C. And this is D. Do you all agree that this area and these 3 triangles ka area will be same? They had told us when this is 1, this is 2. From that 4 we came to know. And this whole thing is 4. 4 is what? This part plus this part. Suppose I call this area as Y or whatever. Okay, so if this area is Y, how much is half the rectangle? Half of the rectangle is 3 plus Y. So the other half is also 3 plus Y. So we get 3 plus Y is 4. So 2Y is 4 minus 3. 2Y is 1 and Y is half. Now I can just compare the triangles. For this triangle the area is 1, this triangle the area is 2 and this triangle the area is half. And their base is different. All three of them have the same height. That means the areas are in the ratio 1 is to 2 is to half. Then the sides will also be in the same ratio. Multiply everything by 2. So you get 2, 4 and 1. That's the answer, third option. I hope people now got it. It was a very simple question, but there were good traps. I'm telling you, if this question came in a test, the accuracy for this question would be very, very low. Cool. Let's go ahead. Area of the circle is asked. So in short, I want radius. So chord AB is 10, where AP is 6, PB is 4. AB is 10, where this will be the center, exactly above this will be the center of the circle. But that's not the point. We might need it. I'll come to that later. PB is 4. This is 4. This full is 6. So half of it is 5. So this is 1. Let's call this as M. I don't know whether I'll need it or not. Mostly I'll need it. And DP is 3. One of this is C and the other is D. I don't know which is C, which is 3. One of them is 3. Obviously, this looks like 3, but that's just from the diagram. I can't be sure. I've given you enough of the diagram. Why don't you all try and get me the answer? Yes, can we first find CP? So I'll tell you, I'll give you that also. CP is bigger than DP. We know DP is 3. Can you first find CP at least? That's a pretty standard property. Chords intersecting internally. CP into DP is equal to AP into BP. That is a property we need. 6 4s are 24 is equal to 3 into CP. So CP comes out to be 8. CP comes out to be 8. That's okay. After that, what do we do? Good. A lot of people have got it. Kaivan has got it. Sarupa has got it. Good. Now, if I draw perpendiculars on both sides, OM and ON, what all do we have? See, I need one part where I can use Pythagoras with radius. So here I already know AM. I know AM is fine. Can I find OM? Should not be very difficult because I know this is 8. This is 8. This is 3. That means this will be 2. Not 2. Decimal it will be 8 plus 3 is 11. CD is 11. So midpoint will be at 5.5. So this will be 2.5. I'll repeat this. Pay attention. NP. N is the midpoint. 8 plus 3 is 11. So CN is 5.5. 8 minus 5.5 is 2.5, or 3 plus 2.5 is 8. Whichever way, 3 plus 2.5 is 5.5. Whichever way you want to look at it. So we got this as 2.5, and now Pythagoras theorem. R. So R square is 5 square plus 2.5 square, which is 5 by 2 square, because answer were in fractions. So R square is 25 plus 25 upon 4. R square is 125 upon 4. Leave it over here only because you want pi R square, which is the first option. Yeah, it is not exactly same. This is much easier than that question. So Kriti, you said it's similar. Yes, it is similar, but it's easier than that question, I thought. That was a slightly more difficult question. How AM is 5? Half of 10, no, 6 plus 4 was 10. Perpendicular from the center of the circle to the chord bisects the chord. Perpendicular from the center of the circle to the chord bisects the chord. So this becomes 5. Got it, Anshul? Chalo, let's go ahead. Standard mensuration question. Very, very standard question. Very simple level A question. cylinder diameter is 18, so radius is 9, height is 12, and we are making spheres, or not sphere, we are making only one sphere. Only one sphere where we want to find the radius, but there is some part about wastage. There is 27.1% weight loss. All science students will know weight loss and volume loss is same. Remember, weight loss and volume loss is the same. Nobody's given me the answer yet. Again, I find it surprising when people take a lot more time. No, 27.1 will make it easier, in fact. Sumit. In fact, 27.1 will be easier. Good, Divya, very good. Others, where have the others gone? Uday, good. Sarupa, where are all those people who are giving answers? Kevin. This is what happens after 3.5 hours. People start saturating. Okay. Volume of sphere is 100 minus 27.1% of volume of cylinder. So 4 by 3 pi r cube, 27.1, this will be 72.9%. 72.9% is 72.9 upon 100. Remove the decimal, 729 upon 1000. Volume of cylinder, pi r square h. Pi cut. R cube is 729 upon 1000. Multiply into 9 into 9 into 12 into 3 upon 4. 4 ones are 4 threes are 9 into 9 into 9 into 729 upon 1000. When you take cube root, so R will come out to be 19 for 9 into 9 into 9. 729 ka cube root will be 9. 1000 ka cube root will be 10. 81 upon 10, answer is 8.1. Okay, last two questions, 39 and 40. Divya has already gone for dinner. We'll finish and we also can have quickly. Come on, next question. Not a very difficult question. Should get it. Come on, quickly. Anybody? For the shaded area, I can see it's a triangle. I already have the base. I just need the height. If I can get this height, I can get my answer. I'm going to show you two methods for this question. I know towards the end people don't want to see two methods. Anybody, even if they get the height, tell me you got the height. OM is the height, suppose. Are you able to get the height OM? Sagar, it's a small trick. It's a very simple question. One small trick. Uday, right? Very good, Uday. Uday is back to form. Good, Uday. OM is not 4, Aryan. Wrong. Think, Uday, PB pura 6 hai. Aryan, sorry. Aryan, PB is 6. So OM will definitely be more than half the way the diagram is given. Anshul, wrong. Sagar, right. Hemant, wrong. Sarupa, right. Very simple trick was there. Pay attention. Suppose if I extend this on this side also, let's call this point as N. Now, can you see that triangle OPQ is similar to triangle OCB? Can you easily see that OPQ? 20 is not the answer. Come on. All those are giving 20 as the answer. 20 is not the answer. Kevin didn't expect this from you. Bad. Can you see that these triangles are similar? OPQ and OCB are similar. So if they are similar, their heights ka ratio will be equal to their side ka ratio. That means height 1 upon height 2, if I call this as height 1 and this is height 2, will be 10 upon 4. Height 1 upon height 2 will be 10 upon 4, which is 5 upon 2. That means the height 1 which I want, H1, and both the heights ka total together is 6 because PB is 6. So it will be 5 by 7 of 6, which is 30 by 7. The height which I want is 30 by 7, and therefore area is half into 10 into 30 by 7. Answer is 150 by 7. What? People found this too difficult? Somebody was calling it a level C and all that. What happened? Y'all are not, geometry is about what you want to find. Keep going backwards. Okay, let's do one more approach for this question. I'm clearing out this approach from the screen and doing one more approach. Now, look at this red part. If I find the area for this part, 150 by 7, not 21, Sumit. If I can find the area for the red part, I can find area of triangle CPB first. Area of triangle CPB is half into 6 into 10, which is 30. Area of triangle CPB is 30. From this 30, if I can subtract this part, I can get my answer. Let's see whether we can find the height for this triangle. Let's call this as OX. Can you find OX? And we have done this property 2 times today. Can we find OX? We did this property 2 times today. 1 upon OX is 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 10. I hope you remember. So 1 upon OX is 20 is the LCM. 5 plus 2. So OX is 20 upon 7. Right? OX is 40 upon 14 or 20 upon 7. Once we got OX, find area of triangle OPB. Half into 6 into 20 by 7. 2 ones are 2 tens are, which is 60 by 7. And subtract. So our answer is 30 minus 60 by 7. 210 minus 60, 150 by 7. 2 completely different approach and I still got the same answer, same question ke liye. Yeah, that's what I did, no Sarupa? That was the first method I did. This is the second method. OP. Oh, I didn't get to that OP wala part, Sarupa. That is also right actually, but I don't know why you did that. Okay, everybody got that? Okay, last question for the day. Atif, one day I'll post it and put it on YouTube. I don't have the patience to solve it today. And this is more or less similar to one question we did today. In fact, easier than that. ABC is a triangle. AP bisects angle ABC intersecting AC at P. AB is given 8, BC is given 10, and AC has been also given as 12. Calculate area of triangle APB. Okay, let's see. Can people do a good method for this question? There's one bad method or one slightly long method and one good method. Again, something which I don't have the answer for. Yeah, answer is right. Hemant and Prajakta. Divya's also answer is right. Divya, you didn't go for dinner? But Kevin, you still have to get the first approach also, because it was basically that height of two similar triangles in the same ratio as their bases, as their sides. You have to know that. So what I would do in this question is find the area of the full triangle first, ABC, by Heron's formula. Find ABC ka area by Heron's formula. Perimeter is 20 plus 10, 30. Perimeter is 30, so S is 15. So area would be root of 15 into 15 minus 8, which is 7. 15 minus 12, which is 3. 15 minus 10, which is 5. 15 15's ka square root will be 15. 15 root 7. 15 root 7 is the area of the full triangle. Everybody pay attention carefully. Now, what is the ratio of AP to PC? AP to PC will be in the ratio 4:5 because of angle bisector theorem. Because of angle bisector theorem, 8 and 10, AP and PC will be in the ratio 4:5. Now, if AP and PC are in the ratio 4:5, the area, because they both have the same height, if I take this as the base, they both have the same height, then their areas will also be in the ratio 4:5. We want to find this area. So area of triangle APB will be 4 by 9 of 15 root 7. 3 3's are 3 5's are. Answer is 20 upon 3 root 7, which is the fourth option. So I hope you all got that. So with that, we'll end this session. I hope people enjoyed it. And this will most probably be our last marathon. We might do one post Diwali. Anyway, happy Diwali before that. Keep studying hard. Don't take a too long break in Diwali. Okay. One very important advice is don't take a very longish break in Diwali. Because if you take a longish break in Diwali, what will happen is that the momentum will break. It is okay 1 year if you just celebrate Diwali a little bit, spend a couple of hours with family. But use all the other time, and especially for the working professional who have like a 3-4 days holiday. Because Diwali is on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you have a Saturday, Sunday holiday most probably. So you have 5 days holiday. Use that to really revise a lot of stuff. Get back to the momentum. Don't spend too much time on Diwali. Okay. So please follow this advice which I've given you, because if you spend too much time on Diwali, yes, you can maybe take one complete day off. I have nothing against it. Take one complete day off. I'm also going to take my days off during Diwali. But for you all, the momentum is very important. So please get into momentum or keep the momentum going at least. Happy Diwali, everybody. And thank you so much for being here for the session. I hope it helped you all. And